Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
If you can only have the conversations that we got beforehand, boy, I tell you.
That one is not for public consumption.
Hey, listen, you don't got to worry about it. This is NAACP Street Awards. I'm G. Bush. We got Earl the Pearl in the building. We got Tyvis, Tupac McNuggets. we got it all. But by the way, we promised that we can't, we don't snitch anyway. So even if we heard anything, we didn't hear nothing. I don't even know who you is.
Every man gotta have a code.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Every man gotta have a code.
Fellas, man, we get this once a year.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, man.
NAACP edition.
I don't know how did they let you get the front bandana off?
So funny story. So I woke up this morning, and as I was getting dressed, I was looking at my hair because I got the hair transplant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, it's like making a ton of progress, and I haven't showed the people my progress because I've been wearing a hat. So I was like, you know what? Let me show people like what's going on with my hair and stuff. How my hairline started to come in.
It is kind of filling.
So I was like,
you rocking the sponge and everything.
Yeah, I got up through the sponge on there today. I'm like, you know what it is? You know what I'm saying? It ain't all the way there yet, but like, it's coming soon.
Hey man, I'm happy for you. It's like, listen, it's almost like a chia pet. You'd be like, man, look at my little chia pet on the side growing in, bro. This is crazy. Let me water that in, man. Let me put it in the light. Earl, it's kind of like when you get your locks and you start to get a little hang time. Like, but because right here you got the mysticals, like, you know what I'm saying, and then when you get here,
the mysticals.
When my hair got like right here, I couldn't stop shaking my head.
Like
I was shaking my hair all the time. Like all the time. Like you couldn't, man, listen. You couldn't get me to shut up at all.
They say that's how people is when they get their first tat. Like they get their first tat, you just be sitting there just putting ointment on, looking at it and whatnot. And you tat it up and whatnot.
I got my first tat on Christmas break my senior year of high school. I went back to school in January with my uniform sleeve all rolled up. Look, the cross was crooked at the bottom. Like, hey, full disclosure, man, your first tattoo, go to a professional tattoo artist. I got my first tat for $50 at a Euclid Motel, man. True story.
This is...
You said a motel?
Euclid Motel.
You didn't think that was sketchy?
I mean, this is what, 2005, 2006, everything is sketchy. You roll with the punches.
Do you know how many first times you got at the Euclid Motel? First time you stole a watch. First time the DVD dude rolled up on you and thought you was gonna get shot, but he just had DVDs. The first time that you pulled up and it was a house party in the Euclid Motel. Like, what are you guys doing?
My cousin was from EC, so I was cool. Like, and I was with him. So, like,
man,
EC is a small community. If you from EC, like, people kind of, it's a stereotype to go with it. You don't mess with people from EC.
And I mean, but usually I was a senior in high school. I got a Letterman coat. You got your first tattoo? Like, how did that work? Like, did you just come to the crib like, yeah, tat it up?
Parents ain't got to sign off.
They ain't got to sign off.
I got in trouble. Like, I got talked to. My mother like, who the hell you think you is, boy? Like, you just because you 18, you still live under my roof. Like, my mother used to always move the goalposts. First is you can't do this till you turn 18. You turn 18, well, you still live in my house. You graduate from you still live in my house. Like, man, damn, man, give me a break.
I had a guy.
Let me leave.
I had a guy named, shout out to Marcus Daniels. Like, I don't know how he had a car and driver's license in middle school. Like, I don't know.
What?
Middle school. He's like 16. He was driving, like, and it was wild work. And then, like, we would go over his house and play, like, video games, right? But he had his own little, like, suite downstairs. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, somebody knocked on the basement door. His dad came down. His dad's name was Shorty. He was like, Marcus. He was an old school dude. He'd be going to the gamblers. Marcus, turn down that music. And he was like, man, you better knock the next time you come down here. I said, whoa. What
he said that to his dad?
I said, what is y'all got a partnership? Is you guys, I'm confused. Is you subleasing from this man? and yeah, so his dad had a girlfriend. His dad had a girlfriend.
He was a player.
She was like 15 years younger than him. So like, I'm like, this is wild work. Like, but you know what I'm saying? But we'd be down there. So Marcus would be just like, he got a lot of stuff off. Like he was old. He was old, and then he would go sit at the McDonald's in the morning, like with all the old veterans with a paper. Like he'd be in the McDonald's at 17-year-old. Yeah, man, I got a lot of running around to do, G. Bush. I'm gonna link up with you probably about, 3 p.m. I got some stuff to do in the morning. I said, bro, we got
school. Yeah.
See, 17. What running around?
That ain't the worst. Both y'all know Thaddeus Gibson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like me and Thad, I done known Thad my whole life. We went to elementary school together, right? So Thad come to school fifth grade, with a tattoo that say TRU. It was
fifth grade?
It was supposed to say TRG, his initials, right? But this is when No Limit was hot and TRU was the new little spinoff group. I told you, everybody had like bootleg tattoo artists when we was kids.
Man, what?
Dude put TRU on his arm instead of TRG.
Shout out to him.
I hope he got that covered.
Shout out to him.
Man, Dad was walking around in fifth grade looking like he was supposed to be in ninth grade. I kid you not.
This is like that's the I would probably I grew up, I would probably get picked on in Cleveland public schools. I probably
No. See, if you go to Cleveland public school, one thing you will learn is how to joke.
You better.
Or you better come with some jokes. You won't make it.
Like,
you ain't got
you gotta have some this.
You better have some
like,
comebacks.
Like how you funny now? Hopefully, like if you would have went to a Cleveland public school, boy, you better be funty.
I just got this
or they
5
on
years
your
ago.
ass, man.
I
You
got
from the
10
suburbs,
yeah, I
boy,
got just 10
they
years
on
ago.
you, man.
But I will say that's why
Garrett.
with 2 T's. You see that? I don't like that team up game. Look at this, man. I see that.
Garrett.
You know what? Listen.
I ain't about to let nobody named Garrett disrespect me.
I'm saying this is how it happens. This is why we stay in Canton. We don't mess with these dudes up here. Now, I will say this. I always laugh. The greatest thing about coming from city schools and schools where you know what it is you get older and then people be talking about pressure. You be like, pressure? What are you talking about pressure? Like, I got to figure out if I want to stand up for myself. I'm like, because I don't have any weapons. Like, I know he got weapons. I know he got weapons. Hey, man, his brother's got weapons. How am I going to move with this?
Man,
like, I can't bring the Bible and pray it out of him. Like, what's going on with this? Like, so,
I got to decide if I'm going to stand up.
I'm going to stand up. Like, so now when we get here and we adults, I'm like, pressure? I don't know what y'all talking about.
But here's the problem, though. Like, if you don't stand up for yourself, then you can't get grown and then all of a sudden start standing up for yourself.
Oh, look,
people gonna call you out on that, man.
You didn't do that 25 years ago, McNuggets. There you go. Listen, this is what happens. We just telling it.
Hey, real quick, man, before we get into it. Hey, Mike, you got that picture for me?
Yeah, start talking. We'll throw it up.
Yeah, man. So today it's my grandfather's birthday. I wanted to wish my grandfather, Willie Earl Rimbert Sr., a happy heavenly birthday, man. Shout out to my guy. He passed away when I was 17 years old. That was just my dude, man. And so anytime I get a chance to like do something significant, that's me and him when I was a baby boy. So yeah, shout out to my grandfather, man. Happy heavenly birthday. My Scorpio homie. Fun fact, my mother told me that she was actually her due date was his birthday, 11/6. I came 10 days later. So
man, you
rest
know
in
what?
peace.
Shout
That's
out to
my
a
guy.
fellow Scorpio, Earl. What happened, bro?
What you mean what happened? You see how they had that eyebrow forever.
You was nice back then. You just hardened now. You look like you had life about you. Like you was optimistic.
Innocent,
That
huh?
is 35 years before the Browns drained their life out of you.
Hey,
Just innocent.
I get the answer to all of no offense right there. I was innocent, man.
This is crazy. Shout out to your pops, man, and all the Earl seniors.
Willie Earl.
How many Earls is it in your family?
So on my
1,200?
mom's side, whatever, Mike.
Every Earl in America comes from the Malden.
Yeah, he met them all. Like Mike told me after the fact, he like, bro, how many is it? You. That's why I always use my middle initial with everything.
Right. See.
Yeah, like my cousin ain't finna get no money off my name, bro. Ain't no way, my boy.
Listen, now that we wasted about 7 to 8 minutes of your life, here we go. Here we go.
No, that was not wasted. That was time well spent. Also, guys, we got some Cavs on the show today. We got some Browns.
Beautiful.
We're talking uniforms at the end, by the way. I think it's a topic we're going to have. a lot of fun with you guys in particular on the panel. But let's dive into the Cavs win over the 76ers last night. The Cavs topic of the day is brought to you guys by FanDuel. The NBA season is here, and FanDuel has an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right, pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to download the FanDuel app today and get things started. Guys, Darius Garland made his return to the lineup last night for Cleveland. The Cavs offense looked as good as it has all season, not just from the eye test, but the numbers back it up. G, Earl, Ty, I want to start with you because Darius is your guy. But what'd you make of this new look Cavs offense with their all-star point guard back in the fold?
Before you go, let me just shake your hand.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Shake your hand. Business casual.
I appreciate that.
All right.
All
right. Now.
It started from the tip. I mean, the ball just swings a little bit more when. That is kind of crazy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me start.
Listen. Let me shake your hand.
You got to do the Men in Black.
Yeah, that never happened.
Yeah. It started from when the game started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Earl, how about you go first?
Y'all out of line, man. This why we don't get this panel because of y'all. Let's try to be professional here.
There we go. Let's go. You got it.
The very first thing that stood out to me was the floor spacing, right? Like the floor spacing just looked much better with DG out there, man. I thought overall as a team, they were efficient, and you can see just like his playmaking ability and how it opens up everything for everybody else. It seemed like the Cavs got easier uncontested shots than they did, when he was out. I thought overall, if I was to give him a grade, I'd give him a B+. He struggled from the field, but that's to be expected. He turned the ball over a couple of times, but outside of that, man, he handed out some dimes. He put people in position to have a bigger impact on the overall game, and he was able to get his feet wet and get some buckets himself. So played 26 minutes, came out of it feeling pretty good, looking pretty good. So that's something that you could build off of. I would give Darius a B+ for his season debut.
All right, now you received your turn back. You are now composed. There you go, Tyvis. Your thoughts on Darius Garland?
I just think that The Rock definitely got passed around a lot. I think that stop. It got passed around a lot. He found the open man. I think that one of the guys that benefit the most, I seen Sam Merrill get like 2 threes off of his assists. I also seen Jared Allen also, for some odd reason, they've always had this good chemistry where like those two guys get the ball and for some odd reason he can find him. As far as the scoring goes, I knew that he wasn't going to come out there and drop 20 in the first game. I mean, that takes some time to get your rhythm back, but it was nice to see him knock that tray down early in the game to kind of get himself going. And it's just the offense, everybody just, you could tell like people are getting their shots. Like it didn't, yes, Donovan finished with a bunch of points, but to me it didn't come off as the Donovan show. Like it was like other guys Mobley was hitting Trey. You got all these guys coming in and out of the lineup being productive, and I just thought it was just good to see that ball just swing around.
Yeah, the reason I shook your hand earlier is because I've come to the conclusion, I'm a person that's been hard on Darius Garland, right? Especially the last 2 seasons, it turns out, he was injured. He didn't perform up to standard. It just seems like he was always wanting a little more. We wanted a little more. When we needed him, he wasn't there. Now, listen, he can't control that. He had surgery on his toe. But one thing that I have to say is, even though he had 8 points, even though he didn't have a great shooting night, the thing that was readily available from the get-go and from the jump street was the simple fact that the offense worked. When you take him out of the offense and when you have other guys trying to fill in that role, Donovan is great. We'll get to him in a moment. But the ball movement and the way that they go about getting the ball and the ball has energy, I always look at how much your bigs get involved. Anytime Jared Allen got 20-plus points, that means somebody is getting him involved.
Him and Evan both took 17 shots.
Man, Jared Allen pulled a trade twice.
Right.
The first one I was like, I hit the chat like, did Jared Allen just pull it? I mean, with conviction. It wasn't no thought about it. Like, I've been doing this.
The first one was end of shot clock.
No, it was 4 seconds left. He had time.
He caught it in the corner.
What about the second one?
There's no excuse.
All right.
Outrageous.
Okay.
And you know what's funny? I tweeted this out last night, Ty. The Cavs in the first quarter had their best offensive quarter of the season. I would argue they had two of their best offensive possessions they've had all year in DG's first stint. 41 points. They got to the rim more. They took fewer threes. We could clearly see two things that led to their offensive explosion. You tell me what you believe had more impact. Darius' return or Jared Allen taking 2 threes?
Well,
I don't know.
Listen, what's crazy is, remember last week we was talking about how like the old school center don't work no more.
Yeah.
And we literally brought up Andre Drummond's name.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond hit a tray last night. I
with a
was
straight face. And then was like,
yeah, he definitely did do that. I'm like, oh, see?
Man, we all know what happened to Jared when we played the Knicks. And then I think Mike brought it out. You know, he kind of like Kenny Atkinson kind of got in his ass after that game. The next night, the next game against the Brooklyn Nets. Remember when he had the put back dunk or the dunk and he came down the court and he was flexing?
Yeah.
Ever since he did that flex after that dunk, Jared Allen been a different man when he out there, man.
Secretly, I've been DMing him and saying High School Musical is terrible.
like he's been
sending him hit him up.
I got to get him fired up for the game.
He's been tapering. He tapered his fro. It looked like he got lined up in the back a little bit.
I'm trying to make, he need to go ahead and break that thing.
Listen, all jokes aside, when Darius Garland is in, the spacing is different. And when you're a big, McNuggets, you know this. When you're a big and you're a guy that's a glue guy or a glorified garbage guy who needs to play defense, bring energy and intensity and hit the boards and play and block shots, sometimes you can find yourself running up and down the court 3, 4, 5, 6, 25 possessions in a row. The ball never gets to you. The ball never touches your hands. And so when you get guys involved early, like a Jared Allen, and they get an opportunity, they feel more involved in the game, and that boosts and it improves their defensive effort. They block more shots. They do more things. Also, I started to see this as well. Darius Garland also helps guys like Sam Merrill. I love the fact Sam Merrill, when it's on a transition, he's running right to the 3-point line. And so now you got an opportunity where now Darius Garland can either finish at the rim or at least put pressure on the defense or kick it to Sam Merrill. And they had a lot of hockey assists moving the ball around too.
Yeah, they did.
Real quick, we talked yesterday in the show about when Darius comes back, it should make everyone else kind of fall into their own role, right? Everyone plays something they're more traditionally accustomed to playing. We talked about, and Jason mentioned yesterday, the Cavs were attempting the second fewest shots within 5 feet, so shots at the rim in the league behind only Boston. They were averaging 22 shots at the rim. Last night, 32. A 10% jump. That puts them from 28th in the league or 29th in the league up to around 12, 13, depending on the rest of the results from last night. So a significant increase. Tyvis, you mentioned with Jared Allen, you may have to talk smack about High School Musical before the game to get him engaged, right?
Fact.
Well, Donovan had an incredible game last night. And in case anyone missed it, this is what Donovan said inspired him to have his best offensive performance of the year. Let's hear from Donovan after last night's win.
I wouldn't put the game that I had based on the court. This kid pissed me off today. I was playing 2K. I've been playing 2K for like 2 hours, and I told him too. I was like, wait, just wait. And he just called me washed up. He called me a bunch of things, but I love it. You know what I mean? He said he ain't seen a highlight from me in a minute, and I just told him, all right, we'll see. He said, tell me to go to sleep. Like he was going in. So this game was for that kid or grown man, whoever that was. So I appreciate you. I told him I'd give him a shout out too. So that's what tonight was.
Hey Donovan, do you remember the 2K Trash Talker's username?
I didn't want to give him that. I'm not going to give him all that. No, I'm not giving him that much attention. But he knows who he is. It was a long game, long discussion. We were going back and forth. He probably clipped it too, so it might be on the internet or somewhere. But I made sure that I gave him his props for that. I appreciate it.
All right, son. Well, I would say that might be true, but that's not all the way why he went off. First of all, them kids, they
ruthless. They
crazy
mean, bro.
on the
They are mean,
like,
bro.
especially on 2K or Call of Duty, like they are disrespectful. So sometimes you got, like Kendrick, you got to pop out and show people sometimes.
Yeah.
So this might be a little true, but really, there's only one thing that really motivates a man, especially when you playing basketball, to go out and just ball. Coco Jones was at the game last night, ladies and gentlemen. And I
She was in the
seen
building.
a picture of her on Twitter or X. All I can say is, I see you, bro. I see you. That's one of the ones that you just stop and you just salute a man. That right there, that's a woman right there. If Coco Jones showed up to my games,
Here we go.
Heisman,
Uh-oh.
DPOY.
What?
That's what I'm just telling you the truth.
This is wild work.
Just saying.
This is crazy.
Rose Bush, I had nothing to do with this.
Y'all know
I
I'm
wasn't
not
even
lying.
here.
That's like Rihanna showing up to the game. You gonna be like, Rihanna at the game?
I will say this. I'm gonna talk to you about this.
Shout out to my lovely wife. Too.
Yeah. Shout out to her. Yeah, she got that. She not. Gonna
I didn't
play
say
with
I
you.
was gonna get with her.
She not gonna play with you.
Just said that
It's gonna cost you.
he said it's gonna cost.
Yo.
Now, I will say this. I think it's disrespectful, and can we say this out loud? The talk, and I know what y'all feel. I get it. The Evan Mobley over Donovan Mitchell, for them to win a championship, he has to become the best player. He has to be. That ain't happening, folks.
Y'all know how I feel about
That is not happening. And it's no knock against Evan Mobley. It's just a knock against how we underestimate the value of what Donovan Mitchell is and how good he is.
No, we
he
don't.
is one of the. Well, you don't.
No, I
I'll
don't.
give you that.
I don't.
But this notion that Evan Mobley has to be he cannot be better than Donovan Mitchell. It's not possible. It's just not. Like I was mad. I was sitting there. I was looking at the TV like, hold on.
Where was you when I said this a week ago in the chat?
Hold on. I said, hold on now. There's no way he's getting that off, ever. This dude.
Look at it.
Look at him. He's just doing what he wants to. This dude is one of the most talented guards under 6'2" to ever play in the NBA.
It's the efficiency as well. Like, that's the most efficient 46-point game I think I might have seen in quite some time. You shoot 15 to 21 from the field, including 6 3-pointers, and then you find a way to hand out 8 dimes at the same time.
You don't think Evan could pull that?
No. That's
Off
God.
15 to 21?
That's God.
He ain't going 15 to 21. You crazy?
Like, look at the efficiency, though. And what's crazy is, this is how you could tell, like, when it's time for him to flip that switch and be this bucket getter to get us to where we need to be to win games. He can do that, but he also know how to pick those moments when to get others involved. We talk about early on in the game when we talk about Darius Garland knocking down that early 3. Donovan passed open a wide open jump shot just to get Darius involved early on and get him going. And we talk about him being a selfless superstar. We talk about all these different components to who Donovan Mitchell is. Like, having that gauge of your teammates and when to go and when to get others involved, et cetera, like, it takes a whole lot more than just, checking these boxes on the court to be that dude. He that dude, man.
McNuggets, out of curiosity, what is
Yes.
what is Donovan shooting from the free throw line right now? If you tell me 90%,
I can pull it up for you right now. Hold on.
he hit the 50, 40, 90 club.
Now remember.
He's shooting the best he's ever shot in his career, so it would not surprise me. From the free throw line, he is 82% right now.
So let me
50, 40,
let me
90 club.
remind y'all. I got laughed out of the building when I was told. I said, man, Donovan Mitchell is a legit MVP candidate. They was like, you got SGA. There's no.
Do you see what Luke is doing right now?
I don't care.
Luke, you ready for this?
I don't care. You don't see all these C's on my hat?
G, they showed this on the broadcast last
Right.
night, and I'm looking up what Luka did right now. He was the first player through 4 games to ever average 40 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists.
Yeah, that's
through,
crazy.
Through 4 games. So pull up Donovan's numbers real quick.
That's crazy.
Steve,
That's
let's pull up
ridiculous.
Donovan's numbers.
That's crazy.
Donovan has been incredible. Let me preface. He has been incredible. Steve, you want to take this full. Luke is averaging 40, 10, and 7.
Jesus.
See,
Jesus.
You see what I'm saying?
Wait.
It ain't
Wait.
It ain't done.
40. You took 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Yes.
Last night, his average.
He averaging that.
So after 5 games, so he played last night. He's averaging 40, 11, and 9.2 right now. That was after last night.
but he got the bad
is
body
wild.
though.
No, he don't.
No, he in shape
He in
now.
shape now.
Luka ain't fat no more.
Listen. During the season, I need to see him play a whole what's the name? I don't want no calf strains.
Oh, what?
I don't want no back
He
injuries.
just came back from injury.
Well, listen, I'm just saying. Technically, the Lakers gonna have to win a lot of games. They better be in the lead with 50, 60 games.
Well,
and he gonna have to play a lot of games.
To be fair, he has to have those stats right now for the Lakers to win.
Facts.
Because Austin Reeves doing his thing, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Bron is not
They-
there right now. So
They got a bunch of. They got.
Hey, Mike, I
the
got a question
Backstreet
for you.
Boys.
I'm
over
about
there
to say
cooking.
they definitely got
What up,
the.
bro?
So I was thinking about this, bro, and I wanted to see, about a 10-game sample size. We ain't at 10 games yet, but you look at Donovan Mitchell's numbers, you look at his usage rate, you look at everything that he's doing early on this year.
Don't say nothing crazy.
And I ain't finna get crazy.
Okay.
Last year, we both know, like, he sacrificed a lot for the benefit of others to kind of step up and do what they needed to do. And it didn't turn out the way that we all thought it should turn out. Do you think any of that has to plays a part into how early, like, he flipped that switch? Because me and like, he been told to sit down somewhere since, like, August, right? And it just seems like he's in mid-season form already.
He's shooting at a pace that's unsustainable, frankly. Listen, he's shooting 58% from the floor.
That's crazy.
For his career, he's a 44% shooter. He's shooting 46% from three on 9.5 attempts per game. He's a 37 career three-point shooter.
He's locked in.
He
is
shoot 9.5
seeing-
trays a game.
Yeah, and he's making almost 50%. He's been absurd.
Jeez.
I think numbers are going to go down just because right now he's on an absolute heater, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think long-term, like, that's unsustainable numbers. A guard that shoots at his volume has never shot 58% from the floor. That's like Giannis numbers. Like, frankly, and Giannis doesn't shoot jump shots, so think about it like that. But right now he's seeing the game
Whoa, Giannis turnaround
just-
game winner. What you talking about?
Oh, my God.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking
I did it to
about?
myself.
You
Hands
did
up.
I don't even know why
That's
you
my
did it,
bad.
man. You
Whatever.
did
No,
it.
that's my bad. I apologize. But the reality is, like,
disrespect.
Donovan's playing as good as he ever has in his career. Earl, his usage is lower than it's ever been. And more importantly, Donovan said last night, I'm not trying to attack the rim and finish vertically like I have in the past. My body does not have the ability to sustain the wear and tear of trying to finish over guys. Now he's getting to the rim less, but he's getting to the paint more. So he's in that mid-range area, and you watch him do the little sham god move, the crab dribble, whatever you want to call that little scoop he does, that gets to his floaters. Over the long run of the season, Donovan taking 50 floaters as opposed to trying to jump into a big man and finish through contact is going to be very beneficial to withstanding this level of play and avoiding any soft tissue injuries, any major injuries, because he's playing smarter than he ever has. And if he's shooting like he is right now, the number is going to be absurd. He's on pace for another All-NBA first-team caliber season. So
the only question is, are we going to move him ahead of Kyrie Irving in terms of the pantheon of the Cavs?
When he win a championship.
he's got to win something first.
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at player for player.
The greatest shot in Cavs history.
I'm just saying, you know.
Player for player.
Like, it's skill for skill. Is he better than Kyrie Irving?
No.
You don't think he's better than Kyrie?
Man, no.
What you got to say, 4-5?
No.
Listen, man.
You got the 4-5 on you?
Skill
man.
for skill over
Skill for
Kyrie.
skill.
No.
Kyrie Irving, and this is no shade to Spider my guy. Kyrie Irving is probably one of the most skilled basketball players
like,
I
what
think
are we
I've ever
talking
seen
about?
in my entire life. Like, my entire life. I think it's disrespectful that somebody in the Cleveland Cavaliers uniform even gets the opportunity to don a number 2 jersey. Like, that should be retired. Like, should nobody be wearing that?
So you standing on business. I ask you a question. Who you got, Spider or
Right
Kyrie?
now, the top three is LeBron, Kyrie, Spider.
Okay. I like what you said.
Let's ask Zach Jackson, because Zach Loki's a hoops head, even though he strikes out the Browns. We're going to bring Zach in after a quick word from Game Time, guys. The NFL season is back, and honestly, there's nothing better than being in the stadium, surrounded by fans cheering on your favorite team. But let's be honest, getting tickets online can be a hassle between waiting screens, logins, prices jumping at checkout. It's frustrating, but that's why you should use Game Time, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee, where you always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best prices. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Game Time today. And with that, we're thrilled to welcome in notable hoop head and Cleveland Browns beat writer, Zach Jackson, to the show. What's up, Zach?
NBA insider, Zach Jackson.
Top 3, Zach.
I don't know anything about offense. I cover the Browns.
No, no problem.
He said he ain't want no problems with that right now.
Offensive line play. Let's go. Trade deadline. Are you surprised nothing happened?
I would say mildly surprised.
Really?
You know, I thought they would dump off a couple of guys. I didn't think they'd ever pull off anything major, but I thought that maybe one more. You know, that wasn't a surprising trade, right? He's on a one-year deal. He's not playing. But I thought of Jerome Ford, Shelby Harris, and potentially David Njoku, because I just don't see how David Njoku is in this team's plans going forward. He's been replaced by a younger, better player.
Yeah.
You know? And it's complicated because of his contract, because they've invested in him many times.
Yeah.
But more than likely, David Njoku going forward is going to be dead money for the Cleveland Browns, $24 million next year.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought him up because obviously he was very passionate about Cleveland and, you know, how he's not leaving and all those things. Is this the last year on this deal?
Yes.
Will they re-sign him?
If Seattle would have extended you 3 times, would you be sitting there being pretty passionate about Seattle?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty passionate about Seattle. They ain't extended me one time.
Hey, let him have a guest appearance weekly. He'll be right back passionate for Seattle.
He talking about, like, I ain't never leaving, and I'm just thinking, like...
Well, yeah, that's David. He brings that kind of energy when he wants to.
Okay.
You know?
So
look, I thought he could still play. He doesn't run the way he used to, but he can still play. I thought some team would look and say, like, this is a guy that gets to the middle of the field and has a presence. Whether they did or didn't, what the asking price was, I don't know. But I think the Browns were like, let's see how this works out. There's just so much uncertain, right? He's probably not in the future plans, but we really don't know.
Right.
And, you know, they're going to change play callers. The new guy is the tight ends coach from last year. When this offense has worked, right, David Njoku's been a part of it. Like, if they're going to make something out of these next few games, then it's probably going to be both Fannin and Njoku catching a lot of passes.
You know, Wyatt Teller was somebody else that was passionate and happy about still being in Cleveland. He, too, mentioned hoping that he gets a contract extension. Do you think Wyatt Teller is somebody that's going to be back?
I think it has to be a priority. I mean, all 5 starters on the offensive line do not have a contract for next year. So they're all at 30 or above. But Wyatt has stayed healthy. Wyatt's a good player. And, I mean, they're going to have to bring one of them back, right? Joel's probably going to retire. It's probably not going to be Jack Conklin. It's almost certainly not Cam Robinson. Makes the most sense that it's Wyatt Teller.
So speaking of Wyatt, he also said about Tommy Rees calling plays, he said, you know, you won't see too much that's different as far as like the plays that's being called or anything. Elaborate on that, on exactly what he meant. Because yesterday we talked about will it look different, and he said it won't.
Well, because they've been in practice since May. You know, it's this offense, and you tweak it every week, and obviously this needs. But I think more than anything, this was just looking for a spark, right? Kevin Stefanski has played his cards as a head coach. Another offensive coordinator change, a second year in a row of giving up play calling. He's made the other changes, right? This offense is bad. It's bottom 5 in almost every category. So you come out of the bye week, what do? You have to play Dylan Gabriel right now. That's what they've chosen. They don't necessarily have to, but that's what they've chosen. They're trotting out every week the worst wide receiving core in the league, right? So what is there left to change? That's the one card he could play. We'll see what it matters.
And people have speculated the fact that obviously he did make the change at coordinator. He's going to give up play call 2 years in a row. What do you make of people saying that means that it signifies it being him more safe than what he would be because he wouldn't give up play calling if he thought he was on a hot seat?
I don't know. I don't know if I translate it that way, G. So who's safe? I mean, they shouldn't feel safe. First of all, no one should, and no one should feel comfortable. But you are at the bye week. You are looking at this situation where you brought in Tommy Rees for a reason. You made this change for a reason. So what stands out is it doing it the second year in a row. But what does it mean about what Kevin Stefanski feels? I don't know. And I feel like we've been saying this in some form since September. But let's see in 4 weeks where it is. Did it spark anything? You know, does he feel safe then? When it comes time, and it's coming, to change quarterbacks and play the next guy, whoever it is, it's probably Shedeur Sanders. You know, then what does the head coach do? And what is the vibe of, is he doing it for himself? Is he doing it for the future? Is he doing it because he's forced to? Right now, I don't know. You know, they're back. They're getting ready for a game. And it's a game they should win. It's not a game they can win. It's a game they should win.
Yeah.
And frankly, if they win, then it sets them up to play in another game that means something in this demolition derby of a division. So let's see. And the New York Jets, who traded away their best 2 defensive players and who are clearly playing for the future, so are the Browns. But the Browns go there and win. It's more than a Band-Aid. You know, it sets up a huge, huge game in Cleveland next Sunday.
Would you say that what the Browns have done these past 2 seasons is the definition of insanity?
26 seasons, is that what you said?
Yeah, right. One line king.
I didn't hear you for a second.
Don DeMarco.
Why you be doing this? No,
Because I've lived it, Tyvis. Because I started working for the Browns in the year 2000.
you gotta let it go.
And they fired the coach at the end of the year that year, and it's just been this cycle.
I'm just saying, like they didn't. You went out there and like last year you gave up play calling, that didn't work. This year you gave up play calling, that didn't work. You kept the same receivers. You didn't change a lot of stuff on the offensive side. Like, isn't that insanity?
Yeah, I mean, Garrett, I've said all along, I think the construction of the offense is a bigger problem than the coaching, right? And I just think when you look at the combination of things, how they've only had the same offensive line in 2 games out of 8, right? How they've had Judkins in and they've had Judkins out, and they've got consistently nothing from the wide receivers. Like, there's that is a bigger problem than the coaching. So this to me is just a spark. It's just a little Band-Aid. It's just something. What will it change? I don't know.
If they would have made a trade for a Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave or Jalen Waddle, what would you have looked at and said that's too much?
I mean, anything in the first 2 rounds, because this is a long-term rebuild. Like, this is a 2027 rebuild.
Even
like,
the second
when
round?
you look at the cap money and the roster, like, they next year are probably going to be worse. There's 14 rookies on this team. So out of 53 guys, next year, at least 25 of them are going to be first and second year players. So you would love to add 4 more studs, right? And you would love Schlesinger and these guys to be going up. But you have no idea what your offensive line is going to be. You have no idea if you can fix the wide receiver group, and unless it's just one hit, it's probably not going to be more than one. And you have no idea what your quarterback's going to be.
I got a proposal for you. I thought about this yesterday. What if the Browns traded, I don't know what it would take. I don't think it would be that high. But let's say they traded for like Mac Jones and then drafted 2 wide receivers and an offensive lineman with their first 3 picks.
Okay, well, who's playing the other 3 offensive line spots?
We got to cross that bridge. Listen, we need playmakers first. Okay?
Well, that's an argument.
The Cincinnati Bengals showed you that the offensive line thing is overrated.
Yeah.
So, and Joe's showing you that now. So technically, we need to address the playmakers.
Yeah. Right.
So when you get a quarterback that's in rehab right now, you go to San Francisco, Minnesota, or the Rams to go to like quarterback school rehab. Then when you come out of there, like, you really good.
Yeah.
So
what looks like a good offense a year from now? Judkins on the ascent, Fannin on the ascent, just average quarterback play, Carnell Tate, and someone else, right? Like, you can make a case that that's an ascending offense. Is it a good one? No, but is it bottom 5 in every single category? Probably not. So you might be onto something there. But the problem with the tackle spots is those are long-term. Like, history says you draft your tackles early and you hit the right one, and that guy's your tackle for 4 years or 10 years. Not everybody's Joe Thomas. But, like, getting a tackle who you give a second contract to and he's your answer, that just solidifies things. And that allows you to use your other assets to go chase wide receivers, running backs, playmakers. Like, I love Harold Fannin, and if he was on a better offense, he'd be even better. And he's 21 years old, and 4 years ago was playing high school safety. Like, he's just learned. Imagine putting him out there with better you're onto something there. But at the core of it in the AFC North, like, you need to have an offensive line, right? And the Ravens have struggled with it, and the Steelers, I think, are figuring it out. Who knows what their quarterback is in the future. But the Browns have no future right now on the offensive line.
Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl with no line.
They did. Their line was a little better than it is now.
So let me ask you this. Because we've seen the goalpost move on who they think the guy is, quote unquote, coming out of this draft. In your opinion, which quarterback draft, projected draft is better, the 26 class or the 2027 class?
Probably 27, because 26 just doesn't look good. Like, it's not been a good season for those guys. So, there's 4 really big games left in the college regular season. There's a whole postseason. And the Big Ten championship, frankly, should be Mendoza's tryout for the number 1 spot against the number 1 defense in the country, right? So we'll see then. And then, like, is Lenore Sellers going to come out? Is Nussmeier going to be healthy? There's all these questions, and we'll be back in January talking about them. It's a valid question, but I think what the Jets did is probably like a little jolt to, like, hey, they're playing for 2 drafts down the road. Now, that's not to say they won't take one, and they might have the number 1 or 2 pick, but they might be playing for 2 drafts down the road when it comes to the quarterback.
Yeah, I just, it's frustrating because – I was sitting at home and we were going through the circular argument of it, right? I've always said that you should judge the quarterback on the field. The problem I always have is there's never a critique of, okay, let's talk about Dylan Gabriel on his merits, right? and just
Well,
separate.
that's a short conversation.
There you see, this is why you cooking. I was trying to be nice today. I was trying to be nice.
He is out of line.
But what I'm saying, that Zach it frustrates me because for you to talk about the 27 or 26 class, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that you already got an eye to the future, right? Mm-hmm. But for some people, it seems like if you have an eye to the future to see what the backup quarterback can do, that people think has a more of an upside than the guy that's sitting there in the position now, it's we can't do that because it'll ruin them. And I'm like, well, guys, have you not seen the guy that's playing right now? It doesn't look like he's playing well. He's not ruined. I don't understand what the apprehensiveness is to say, look, we play Dylan Gabriel. Let him play and see if he does anything. And then we're going to play Shedeur Sanders, see if he does anything. And then we'll talk about 26 when we get to 26.
Well, I think right now is a product of the commitment they made. And I think they put Gabriel in quicker than anybody wanted to. Mm-hmm. And I think we've all seen the answer quicker than anybody feared, you know, or anybody thought. I mean, I think this was always the logical conclusion, right? But I think there's 8 quarters left for Dylan Gabriel, right? If they don't win these next 2 games, then you're 7 games left, but you are totally playing for nothing. Right. And if he fails again, if he's still out there with the low success rate in the league, with all these 4-yard passes, with not being able to move the ball at all, which all these things are happening, then it's time to do it. But they've made the commitment right now, Gary. And we would look at the situation differently if they drafted him in the 5th round, and we would look at the situation differently if they had traded Joe Flacco 2 days ago instead of 5 weeks ago. Right? But they haven't, so they've made this situation, and Dylan Gabriel is going to play against the Jets, and if he's healthy, he's going to play against the Ravens. But if he plays the way that he has, and everything that we've seen says that it's going to be the exact same, maybe a couple exceptions with a new play caller, or maybe Jerry Jeudy actually catches a ball, right? Right? But other than that, like, time's up in 8 quarters, and they'll have to make a move.
Zach, real quick, do you want to mention the chart that you sent me?
Yeah.
So if you want to take this
like
full
the numbers are the numbers, and they're obviously bad for the Browns across the board. But Dylan Gabriel's success rate, okay, is the lowest in the league, and it's at 36.7%. So Tua's getting replaced, and he's having an awful season. We saw him in person, and he's at 43, and he's bottom 4 in the league. Cam Ward is on a historically bad team. Look at that. So success rate is getting 4 yards or more on first down. It's leaving yourself 3rd and 3.5 or less, and then it's converting. So it's not the tell-all stat, right? But it's giving yourself a chance. It's consistently moving the ball, and that success rate is 36.7%. But look how far low that is. That's just the bottom half of the league, right? So the middle is 40, and you're 12% behind that.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Go Bucks.
Right. Look who's not going to be playing next year.
Oh, wow.
Geno Smith.
Wentz.
Right? Wentz. Tua. Right? Like, it's bad. So it's a number, and with all these numbers, you can present it to make whatever argument, but like this doesn't just look visually bad, or the scores don't indicate it. Like, they only got over 13 points when the defense did it for them.
Let me ask you this, and let me try to set this up right, because Tyvis sparked this when he asked you, as the last 2 years been a definition of insanity. You've been covering this team since year 2000. Zach, a lot of the times we hear fans say, man, like, it's been the same old since 99. And I was a kid in 99. And me and my brother talk all the time. In my opinion, I thought before Al Lerner passed away that the Browns was headed in the right direction. I had got the education on, like, we was the franchise expansion franchises that had came back. Our process was a little bit more rushed than what the Panthers and what the Jaguars was.
Yeah.
And to see that we made the playoffs within those first few years under Al Lerner, as a young kid, I was excited about the direction. We spent a lot of time talking about who's to blame. Jimmy, Paul, Andrew, Kevin. Do you believe that the Cleveland Browns was once headed in the right direction until Al Lerner passed away, or do you believe it's just been the same chaos from 99 to
I would say that 20 years after Al Lerner passed away, the Browns traded for Deshaun Watson, and this group was headed in the right direction until that trade was made, and they've sunk it, and they did it to themselves. And it's a great conversation that we could go on for hours, but in this league, man, 3 years is a long time. And these guys have been here 6 years, and that's a long, long time. That's like 60 years in the real world. It's not an exaggeration, right? So they went 3-14 last year, and the offense they're trotting out this year is even worse. Like, to me, there's a mountain of evidence that says it's just time to move on. And people don't want that, and it's not easy for the next guy. And when the next guy does come, it's easy to tear it down. It's not easy to build it back up. We've seen that time and time and time again, right? But like, they went all in on last year and this year, and they're failing. They're not losing because there's 12 starters on IR. They're not losing because their team's making 60-yard field goals at the buzzer. They are consistently putting out an offense that has no chance, right? And they didn't address wide receiver in the draft, and they didn't address O-line in the draft, and they drafted Dylan Gabriel in the top 100 and said he's going to give it a shot, and he has no shot.
Clip that. Tyvis, you're next up.
He said, I got nothing. He hit him with the Vince McMahon. I got nothing.
I have nothing here. You just silenced me.
So going into this, let's talk about this upcoming game.
Do we have to?
Will you tell me that there is no way that we will lose this game?
I didn't say that.
Please
I said they should.
There's no way because you talk about the defensive tackle being
It's tough.
They benched the starting linebacker and they traded away the corner. Jerry Jeudy breakout game.
You would think, right? You would think. He only got 2. He didn't get a single target in New England until the game was decided.
That's why I'm saying like this has to be.
You would think coming off the bye, right? Self-scout, right? Reassess.
Will the wide receivers get more targets than the tight ends?
They should not. They should not. Now maybe they will, but they should not. So it doesn't look like Isaiah Bond's going to be in. That's a plus. That's a plus.
He's not going to be.
He's not going to be in.
That's a plus.
Yes. Do you watch the games?
I don't.
Zach, I've been saying this and everyone laughs.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like,
What about Malachi Corley?
I mean, it'll be him or Gage getting some touches. You would. They've been giving Malachi the design runs.
So let me get this right. The guy that they put their neck on the line for, gave a fully guaranteed contract to, is not good.
Why did the GM not speak on the bye week?
Clip that.
Zach got fired.
2.
Zach getting ready for versus.
I mean, no, like this is tough because there's no wiggle room with this because the circular argument can't happen. Well, our receivers are bad, and Zach's telling you, well, who drafted them? Who brought them in?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have linemen. Well, who whiffed on Jed Wills? Well, we don't. Our offense is bad. Well, your head coach is the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Like, am I crazy for thinking like this? My vitriol kind of goes away if Kevin Stefanski, if I knew that they was going to go get a young, hot offensive coordinator that had a mindset that knew how to deal with, college players and had a nice offense, and Kevin Stefanski was just walking around on the sideline, leaving Jim Schwartz alone, my vitriol kind of removes from the situation because I'm like, all he got to do is clock management. Is this something where if Tommy Rees does look like he's doing something well, does that help Kevin Stefanski in a sense where
It should, yeah.
like he's off the, you know what I mean?
They're still building the body work here.
Yeah.
And this team is still writing its own chapter. And you can look at points of this team and they should have more wins.
Yeah.
Right? The numbers are the offense is bad, but they should have more wins. They've had opportunities where they've just failed. The Cincinnati game, they couldn't catch the ball, 2 interceptions. The Minnesota game, they led the entire way. Right? They left the defense on the field too long. So, yeah, I mean, look, 2 years ago, last weekend is when Jed Wills got hurt. That experiment was over. So why 2 years later would you be having Cornelius Lucas and Cam Robinson as your left tackle? You didn't address it.
Zach, so let me get this right. You're talking about all these mistakes that's being made, but John Dorsey makes one mistake of hiring Freddie Kitchens, and he gone. But they get multiple egregious mistakes, yet they still here.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Is it a philosophical
It must have been a
difference?
real bad hire.
I told Mike that it could be a case of Jimmy Haslam living in his fears. That maybe that he's looking back and say, "Man, I kind of."
It is. They don't want to be.
Yeah, like
throwing the
I
plug on
kind
people.
of moved on from John Dorsey too fast. Now look at that situation, and now like that situation is probably, spiraling the situation where you're looking at this now. Like, I don't know
with
if
Freddie,
that's
it was
the case.
embarrassment after embarrassment, right? Like publicly, and I'm assuming privately also, right? So these are good people. Like they've smart, and they came in and they won. Like John Dorsey turned this thing around, but they didn't win, right? They finished 500 that year, and they lost that last game at Baltimore, right? And then the next year they lost spectacularly after they had gone and traded the pick for Odell and spent all the money and said, now we're ready to play. And they didn't. These guys did win. They have been in the playoffs twice. But since then, they've won 5 games, right? And the offensive line is a disaster, and the wide receiving corps, and the list goes on and on. So they're trying to plant their flag on 4 draft picks from last year, and those all look like players. And like I said, the arrow is probably up on all of them. But even when you look at that, it's like, okay, well, where's the rest of the draft class? Nothing. Maybe Shedeur will be the starting quarterback a year from now. There's no sign of that, right? And what about all these other issues? How can you fix this offense? What about all these linemen being old? What about all these big contracts, right? Like, they could trade Miles. They should have probably traded Miles. I get why they didn't. They could trade Miles in March. Right? Take $40 million dead. Well, it's just going to be unprecedented because Deshaun Watson's cap number next year is $80 million. And if you cut him, there's a chance it goes higher than that. You might have to do that to move on. But
But let me
fully guaranteed.
So let me ask you. So people will be saying all the time, just trade these people, tear it down. But can they field a team if you cut Deshaun Watson, trade Myles Garrett with that cap hit, or potentially listen to Grant Delpit or Denzel Ward conversations? You can
field a team. It's not going to be a great one. It's going to be a part of the cycle.
How long is
Seattle and San Francisco, for example, Garrett, they cut a bunch of older guys this year. They tried to get ahead of it. The Browns couldn't do that because they were stuck in these contracts. That's why David Njoku is not signed for next year, but he's on the books for $24 million because they had pushed his money up from the previous years.
How long it take to get out of all this cap stuff?
Just 2 years.
So is this year, next year?
Yeah, so you have to be
27.
You have to be really bad.
We back.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
28. Told you. I told
27. You know what I'm saying?
You're back to competence.
No.
You're back to building something.
I told y'all that dome at 29.
Somebody's gonna have to be a sacrificial lamb somewhere. Somewhere. I don't care if you got to get rid of a secretary or something. No, I'm just playing. Keep all the support people. But I'm just saying, at some point, I don't know nobody that can have this amount of debt. Like, at some point, somebody has to account for not
IRS coming to collect.
Somebody got to collect, man. Like, I mean, you told me 2 years? Because think about it.
So Jimmy can't cut a check or something like free?
That's the cap space.
This is unbelievable.
Guaranteed money.
How did this happen?
Three first rounders.
What is all this manipulating the cap jazz?
Right. It's just pushing it down the road. Yeah, it's just pushing it down the road.
It's called refinancing your house that ain't worth nothing.
Right, and then doing it again.
And then doing it again, and then going to the club and spending refinance money on drinks.
They might as well just deal with the Jets did then. They should just trade them all.
Everybody.
Let's just go ahead and deal with it for 2 years. 27, 28,
right.
We back.
Them trading Sauce 3 months after signing him says it can be done, right? So, yeah, Miles was never getting traded this week. He's probably not, but you're going to have to look at it. You're going to have to look at how do we get out of the Deshaun Watson contract. And if you accelerate it, that means it's going to be more than $80 million next year.
Note to self, Jimmy Haslam. Here's what you do. If you just want some propaganda, I'm starting 12 for 50. Give him a beautiful distraction while I try to get rid of this cat buddy.
Let me say this. This doesn't get talked about because we're talking about the here and now. There's a chance that Shedeur Sanders is the starting quarterback of this team exactly a year from now.
You are the first person I've ever heard say that. You're the first person.
You ain't got to watch on.
Like, listen, I forgot what it feels like.
Lay that out for us. What's the process? Or what's the plan?
Well, the process is it's clearly not the guy it is now, right? And you're going to go in and you're going to have, let's say, pick 5 and pick 15. Right, you need tackle, you need receiver, you need these other things. If you think Shedeur can play and you think Shedeur is going to use the offseason to get better, then you draft another quarterback in the 3rd round and you go forward with those 2 guys, and then you sit and wait on 27.
We do a deal with.
You got 2 quarterbacks on rookie contracts at that time.
Right. The way out of this is for Shedeur Sanders to be Brock Purdy. Comes out of nowhere and makes no money, so you can spend it other places and push money forward and get rid. That's the way out of this. That's the only way out of this.
That's why I asked about the 2027 class, though, because in that scenario, Shedeur gets the whole 2026 to prove what he can or cannot do.
Well, I hope he hit, because 27, Jeremiah Smith is the answer.
We don't know on these quarterbacks, right? But if the Browns have 5 and 14, right, and Mendoza's going and Sellers and whoever else, are you going to trade both of those to move up and get one of those guys?
No.
Or are you going to address your other needs and wait a year? So why couldn't Shedeur be the quarterback next year? When he costs you absolutely nothing.
I'm tripping on the fact that you said that they're going to draft one in the 3rd and only have 2 quarterbacks. Where's Dylan?
He'd be a backup.
That's what they drafted him for.
Yeah.
You need as many quarterbacks on rookie contracts as you could possibly get. He just said Deshaun Watson's cap hit is $80 million.
Yeah.
And you give me
you know who they're going to take? If we gonna draft late for a quarterback, they're gonna take Drew Aller. Watch.
Fine.
Swear to God.
I had Dane Brugler on my podcast last week. He said even with the injury that Drew Aller's going on the second day of the game.
Fine. Come on
That probably says more about the state of the NFL than anything else.
Listen,
that's wild that he gonna go on the second day.
If you, I love what you said, because if you really want to be cool about it and you really want to be smart, don't bring another quarterback in here and put him in the same offense with no linemen and receivers, and then we'll be here doing the same thing next year in 26.
That's why I said I would have traded for a receiver at the deadline and still took one with the first round pick next year.
I would. Project Stockpile Tyvis, I like him. Zach, he's waving me off. I will talk to you all day. You cooked. You are, man, these clips going to go crazy over the weekend.
We're going to do some numbers on that. Zach, we appreciate you coming in. Make sure you follow Zach on Twitter at Zach Jackson. Akron Jackson, correct? Akron Jackson, for all your local Division III football and NBA basketball takes. Thanks, Zach.
And OU Bobcat updates.
All right, guys, we're going to get to our next topic. It's brought to us by Mizzen in Maine. You know the saying, look good, feel good. The problem is that most dress clothes only check one of those boxes. They look sharp, but feel stiff, hot, and are high maintenance. That's why there's Mizzen in Maine. Mizzen in Maine makes the classic menswear with performance fabric, so it's effortless to look sharp and feel comfortable. They are actually invented the performance fabric. So they've perfected it since the 10 years they started manufacturing. Right now, Mizzen in Maine is offering our listeners 20% off their first purchase at MizzenandMaine.com with promo code LOCKEDONNFL20. That's Mizzen, Mizzen, and Maine, MAIN.com. Promo code LOCKEDONNFL for 20% off. And if you'd rather shop in person, you can find select Mizzen and Maine stores in certain states. Guys, the Jets still haven't named a starting quarterback for Sunday. We are sitting doing a live show at 11:55 Thursday morning. The Browns defense does not know which Jets quarterback they will face. Aaron Glenn is choosing between Justin Fields, go Bucks, or Tyrod Taylor, however you choose to pronounce his first name. Earl, if it were up to you, which quarterback would you prefer to face on Sunday? Which one do you think would be the easier matchup for the Browns defense?
We talked about this yesterday on the Ultimate 216 show. Make sure y'all go check that out if you ain't checked that out. It's on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell at the same time. But for me, man, bro, I think I would want to face I would want to face Justin Fields. I understand, like, Justin Fields have all the athleticism and, you know, he's younger and he can probably hurt you with his legs. But his decision-making has been very, very poor. He too kind of like is like check down Charlie if he ain't taking off with his legs. I think when you look at Tyrod Taylor, he's a veteran quarterback. He, you know, can be trusted to make the right decision, not turn the football over. I know he had like a couple interceptions before he got hurt, but the Jets offense seemed like it was doing more with him up under center than it was with Justin Fields. And so for me, if I want to see the Browns get a dub, which I do, I hope that Aaron Glenn make the choice to start Justin Fields, because I think as of right now today, I think Tyrod Taylor is the better quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I know from playing defense that a mobile quarterback always causes the most problems, because now with the Browns being a heavy man-to-man team, it's hard to play man-to-man when that quarterback can run and hurt you with his legs. So for the Browns' sake, I'd rather see Tyrod Taylor, because if you play Justin Fields and you play man, it's the Michael Vick effect. They looking at they dude, they not looking at you, we gone, right? And without Carson Schwarzenegger being there, I don't know how good, you know, the next man will be to be able to catch Justin Fields. So I'd rather play Tyrod Taylor. I know he's got a little bit of mobility in him, but it's not Justin Fields' game-breaking mobility. And he's coming off of a big win against Cincinnati. I think that's who they beat last. So I'd rather see Tyrod against the Browns than Justin.
Yeah, I'm going to comment on this first, but I got to get to Clean FB25 in the chat. He said he got a $20 super chat if G. Bush can button his coat up. Please do not, listen, go ahead and get me together. The super chat, yeah, go ahead and show me. See that button right there? That's a button right there. That's a little snug at the bottom. But look how that boy is sitting up right here. Yeah, give him, hey, go ahead and give me that super chat money. There you go. Go ahead and hit us up.
They try to play you like
they try to play me like they try to play me like my Ozempic ain't high level. I'm 25 milligram Ozempic. Big homie. No, all right, let's get back to Justin.
Get out the chat and focus. Get out the damn chat and focus.
Let's get to Justin Fields, man. First and foremost, Tyrod Taylor, stop. Quick. Like that, stop with that, man. Like what they should be doing is they should already have Justin Fields ready to go. Like, they just came off a win. I know Justin Fields is not too crazy, but what you are able to do with Justin Fields is all Tyrod Taylor is a JV version of Justin Fields. He's like, okay, like Tyrod Taylor will move around and extend plays, but at the end of the day, he's not as explosive as Justin Fields. At least Justin Fields can move around and step up in the pocket, and he's a threat, and you got to keep him in the pocket. My thing is, if I was the Browns, I would welcome wholeheartedly Tyrod Taylor playing. He's shorter. He's not as, I don't know if he's accurate or whatever the case may be in terms of accuracy. I won't want to say one is better than the other. But let's not act like Justin Fields can't give you something on the ground. Let's act like Justin Fields ain't made some plays in this league. There's some people in Chicago who still feel Justin Fields was decent. They didn't have enough around him. But I'm definitely, if they want to give us the game, let's go ahead and play with Tyrod Taylor.
Man, Justin Fields, last time he walked into our stadium, he was on the ground 7 or 8 times. Myles Garrett had 4 of them things. Like, give me Justin Fields. I hear you about the mobility. I hear you about all of that. And all that sound good until you get out there and you're not making the proper decisions. You're not going through your progressions, making the proper reads, et cetera. And so to me, when you look at the situation, Tyrod Taylor is one of those ones. He's just playing like a savvy veteran. He seems like he has more command of what's going on, and he trusts his own ability. When you watch Justin Fields play, I think Justin Fields still has time to be a quality quarterback, but it don't seem like he either trusts the offense or he trusts his own ability right now inside the Jets offense. So to me, I feel like if you put Justin Fields out there who seemed a little bit confused, I think that gives the Cleveland Browns a better chance to win.
I don't see it that way. I see a guy who's five touchdowns passing, 3 rushing, no picks on the season. I watched Tyrod Taylor come in the game and throw, I think, 1, maybe 2 picks when they replaced him a couple of games ago. So the chemistry ain't even there with him. That mobility thing, I'm just telling you, it changes things. Remember, you say he had a 4-sack game against Justin Fields. I also remember 2 years ago when he was with Chicago that it came down to a Hail Mary throw that actually should have been caught for Justin Fields to win the game.
I remember that. But Jim Brown in the seat.
Tyrod Taylor's the answer.
Jim Brown in the seat of that game. I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember.
He came from the heavens. I was like, nope.
Yeah. I look. We won't get to what Zach said. Either way, McNuggets. This. You gotta win this game, bro.
If they lose this game, it's over.
Let's just keep it real. I don't care if it's Tyrod Taylor or if it's Justin Fields. It could
Johnny Taylor.
Yeah, listen.
Last $2.
Man, it could be Tyrod Fields. They can put the Plutara earrings on and do the fusion dance. It don't matter. They should cook these dudes.
You know what? What bothers me about this game is that we talking about the Jets traded everything defensively.
Yeah.
We can't score no way. So, but they just put up 39 points against Cincinnati.
That's the scary.
So, if this turns into a shootout, we ain't winning no shootout. That's the only thing about this weekend that bothers me.
Everybody know every time we play a team, it's some no-name gangster that just seemed to get his money off on the Cleveland Browns. And I was coming to work thinking about the show, and I'm like, man, why somebody like Alan Lazard go crazy against the Browns this weekend?
I mean, but they are professional. They're competent. Like, I've seen Alan Lazard make plays.
For sure.
I've seen Justin Fields make plays. I've seen
Breece Hall
make
Is Garrett Wilson back?
Garrett Wilson. I've seen this dude can make plays. So
they even got a nice young tight end, Mason Taylor.
They got pieces. They just figured that, listen, this ain't gonna work. We're gonna do a fire sale. But the scary part is whoever they put at quarterback has the advantage over what the Browns is trying out.
Man, all I know is
Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields. It don't matter.
Before they made those moves, the Browns were a 1.5 underdogs. I checked the line this morning, and the Browns are 2.5-point favorites. The over/under went from 36.5 to 37.5. So even with the Jets trading away 2 prominent defensive players, even Vegas don't look at this situation and say it gives the Browns that much of an edge. And plus, I'm not even sure what the Cleveland Browns record is when they go to the Meadowlands to play the Jets. But I do know over the course of time, anytime we've had any type of success has been here in Cleveland. So
Right. This is going to be. I will say this is going to be a very good test because there's 4 or 5 things that I'm
They
looking
lose
at
this
in this game.
game, it's over.
So that's one of them.
So
they
Tyvis.
coming out of a bye week too.
They coming out of a bye week. Both of you guys having a bye week, right? I want to see how locked in the team is. It's on the road. I want to see the progression from Dylan Gabriel from 2 weeks of preparation, being immersed in the office. What they gonna do? They made the. I believe that they already knew. They told Tommy Rees that he was gonna do this last week. So I believe they just came out and announced it. So he has had 2 weeks to deal and hear him in the ear, understand what the play calling is, understand the script. So if you come out here and it don't look good, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'll wait till we get to the next segment to talk about why I don't think it's my no fence rider answer to tell you why I don't think it's gonna look that great.
Okay.
Well, let's get to it, guys. I want to answer that question real quick. I agree with Tyvis and Earl. I would much rather face Tyrod Taylor. Much rather face Justin Fields than Tyrod Taylor. Justin Fields, although his numbers in a vacuum look decent this year, if you guys have watched any Jets games, my man looks like a deer in headlights when the first read isn't there, and no one gets pressure faster than Myles Garrett. He had the 4.5 sack game against Justin Fields a couple of years ago. He had 5 sacks against Drake May last time he played. I think Myles Garrett's in for a big week, which is another fence rider question coming up in a second.
In this post-game show, if McNuggets come in, his hair is all frizzy, and we were like, remember that Justin Fields? I don't know, G.
I'll put it out there. I got a lot of faith in the Browns defense this week. Guys, let's talk a little No Fence Riders. It's brought to us by Prize Picks. Every day we make decisions, including on No Fence Riders, but on Prize Picks, it actually pays to be right. Don't miss the excitement of this football season with Prize Picks. Playing Prize Picks is a fun, simple way to add more excitement of football. You just pick more or less on player projections, and if you're right, you get your money immediately. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is Locked On NFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, guys, time for No Fence Riders, Jets Browns editions. We had one question that was lopsided. The other ones are almost all dead even splits.
Okay.
So let's get to it. The first one is, it's sad to ask, 200 is the number we're settling at. Will Dylan Gabriel throw for 200 yards this week coming off the bye? A dead even 4-4 split. 3 of the 4 of us here are on one side, which means 1 of the 4 on the show today is a lone survivor. And that lone survivor today is Earl the Pearl, who's joined by Bull, Jay, and Dustin saying Dylan will not reach the 200-yard mark. Tyvis, G, Jason, and myself do believe 200's in play.
This is how far we done came, Earl.
Yo, I'm so glad to be out here because you know how many times I done sat upstairs the last 2 or 3 weeks and hear y'all talk about how the Browns that broke me every time y'all see my No Fence Riders. I'm finally out here to defend my damn self. That's what it is.
Well,
So the first one, like, I don't think it's going to happen for a couple reasons, man. Maybe I'm a bit pessimistic when it still comes to the situation with the Browns offense, but I got to see Dylan throw the ball more than 4 or 5 yards down the field to believe that it can get accumulated to that number. I got to see the Browns have an efficient drive outside of the first scripted drive to see that be the case. But we talk about Tommy Rees taking over as the play caller, and I heard 2 things yesterday that kind of really like gave me cause for pause. One was from Daryl Ryder. Everybody know Daryl. Shout out to Daryl. He said part of Tommy Rees becoming a play caller is not just about the growth and development of the players, but it's about the growth and development of Tommy Rees. He's green to this. This is new to him. I don't care how up and coming or how much he's looked at as this offensive wizard. He's still doing this for the first time. And then to hear Wyatt Teller say, well, it ain't going to be too much that's going to look different. The plays are the plays. The play calls going to be the play calls. And so if all of this is just for some spark, some emotional sparks only take you but so far. You still got to go out there and execute the play. And to be honest with you, like, yeah, they traded Sauce Gardner. It ain't like Sauce was having that much of an impact. Quentin Williams is a different story, but they still got some ballers on that defensive line. And the offensive line is still what it is with the way that Dylan Gabriel plays ball. I just got to see it first. And I believe that for Tommy Rees, his first game as the play caller, I think it might be some struggles there for him. He's a rookie at this, just like we got a rookie quarterback. Rookie play caller, rookie quarterback, it's a bad recipe to me.
I just think that with the trade of Sauce, I think that going into this offseason, the number one storyline outside of them making a trade or being buyers at the trade deadline, or whatever the case may be, I think the number one thing was Jerry Jeudy not getting that many targets. And everybody talking about how Jerry Jeudy has to be involved in this offense. I think without Sauce there, they're going to find a way. They're going to make it their business to get Jerry Jeudy the ball. And I think Dylan's going to get over it. I ain't saying he get like 280 or something. Like, he going to get like 202.
He said he going to barely make it.
That was a very good argument, Earl, because as I hear you say that, I'm sitting here thinking about it, that as a head coach, you put Tommy Rees in a bad situation, just like you put Ken Dorsey in a bad situation. If you want to, this has always been my problem with head coaches that are offensive coordinators. When it don't work, you fire the offensive coordinator, but you know that's your offense. So now there's 2 years in a row, it ain't working, let me pivot, give it to you in the middle of the season. He has no input on the development of what the playbook is. We heard all offseason, Kev want to run what Kev want to run. Kev want to do this. And now you got the opportunity, and when it get tough, Kev tucked his tail and say, here you go, Tommy. Let's see if you can come up with a spark. No, if you wanted a spark, you should have let that man do what his job was, which is offensive coordinate from Jump Street, and give him an opportunity. But it seems like maybe the backup quarterback ain't the only person that didn't get no reps. Maybe Tommy Rees wasn't getting no reps. You got a problem with reps, my man. You like, at some point, when are you going to prepare anybody? Who's prepared? Like, are you going to let somebody know? So I agree with you, Earl. Like, it's kind of unfair to Tommy Rees for us to look at him and be like, oh, now it's going to be all great. It's gravy. Nah, man. Like, he.
Let me ask both of y'all this. If Kevin Stefanski didn't give up play calling, would y'all have said yes to that question?
Yes.
You still would have said yes?
Yep.
Okay.
That he was going to throw for more than 2?
Yeah.
No. I think he's going to throw for. I think he's going to throw for more yards because Tommy Rees is going to actually dial up 1 or 2 plays that put him over the top.
Well, in order for that to happen, Tommy Rees got to get creative with the run game. You got to establish the run first. If you don't get Quinshon Judkins going, you ain't finna throw for nothing. Because everybody going to play the Browns the way that they've been playing the Browns for all season.
They did trade their all-pro tackle, and they did bench their starting Mike.
Agreed. Listen, McNuggets, I mean, Earl is cooking. He came in from the perch with receipts. I like that. My good man. I ain't got a problem. He's absolved of his no.
So you still saying that? You still saying yes or no?
Are you switching?
I want to switch. I'm with Tyvis. This is going to be 201.
Yeah.
201 and a half.
I have one of those coming up in a bit. Let's get to the next one, guys. Will the Tommy Rees called offense look significantly, and the key word here was significantly, different than a Kevin Stefanski called offense? This was the one lopsided answer we had in the entire No Offense Riders segment. There is someone who does think it'll look quite different. You want to guess who it is?
Dustin. No.
Bull.
Jason.
Nope.
Jason.
Let's show him, Steve. The one person who believes it'll be significantly different is the Florida boy himself, Jay Crawford, who, by the way, he's not quit. He's just in vacation in Florida playing baseball right now. So Jay's back next week. Same with Bull.
You know what kind of PTO package you got to have to go play intramurals?
Jay
like
has the mega PTO package.
You know what kind of PTO you got to be like, yeah.
What you doing? Nothing? Baseball in Florida?
I'm touring
in November?
I'm touring all the McDonald's in the South. I'm going to find. I'm like, what? You just going to see them?
The intramurals package.
So we all agree it may look a little different, but none of us expect significant differences on Sunday. Gee, I know we kind of talked about this earlier in the week, but where do you see the biggest difference potentially being?
I think he has something to do with the scripted plays because they all collaborate and say, what do you like, and come up with these scripted. But the difference maybe is your flow. Like, it's like, this is what I be getting. Calling plays is like freestyling. You could be a great rapper. You can have the biggest notepad and crazy lyrics and double entendres, but when they put you on Hot 97 and say go, you the dude that got your phone out just reading bars off the phone. No. Calling plays is like a flow. It's a pattern. Don't be reading bars off your phone. So Josh McDaniels did it perfectly. Josh McDaniels was setting you up to set him up to set you up to set himself back up again. They was running plays. Oh, you like that? I'm going to come back in the next series with a reverse. Oh, you like that? I'm coming back with something else because your defensive ends is running upfield. I'm coming back with the screen game.
Hey, hands up. You acted like you the type that you would have hated on Nick Cannon in Drumline because he couldn't read music.
Oh, yeah. You got
He would have.
Come on. That's done. One band, one sound. Nick. You don't know how to read no sheet music.
You a hater.
The problem what I got with Kevin Stefanski is there was no rhyme or reason in his flow pattern. There's none. He just runs these plays. Like, you think about this. I'll be wanting to ask everybody that come, and I asked you about Stefanski. I said, do you realize that he ran a flea flicker, tight end screen? They actually handed the ball to Quinshon Judkins. He turned around and threw it back to the quarterback. And then the quarterback threw it in the ground. Because the Patriots was looking at him like, I know you didn't try that.
Man, I remember back in the day, like when the offense used to really be creative. I remember we was down in Dallas, and it was one of those situations. Wow. Nick Chubb get the ball, flip it to Jarvis. Jarvis come around, hit Odell in the back of the end zone. Right. That was the height of the creativity from Kevin Stefanski's offense. It seemed like it's been downhill from there.
Reverse to the Odell Beckham Jr. when he tiptoed down the sideline.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
the run plays, the mix. You mentioned something. The lack of creativity in the blocking schemes, like crackbacks, different things like that. It's just not existing.
You can't do that no more.
I mean, I see them boys. They be sneaking and cheating doing
you can't.
it. They don't hit them. They just run up to him side and put their legs against their legs.
It's like you got to sit like a basketball pick. I don't think
you got to be like this. But I do think the reason I will get back to it is I think Tommy Rees is gonna. He got just like McNuggets is a producer. He got 75 topics in his back pocket. On deck, I'm gonna set this up for Christmas 2027. It's gonna be fire. The same.
No, that's for real.
For real.
No, that's for real.
That's for real.
I layer topics like you should layer play calls.
See, so Tommy Rees has been sitting on 3 plays, 3 bangers, 3 mixtapes. He got Get Rich or Die Trying, the first album. He got 3 plays that's gonna get him some yards.
Gangsta Grills.
But that ain't gonna change.
He got EA Sports Center.
That is not gonna change the other different things on his roster about the talent and Dylan Gabriel not being very good.
He got no ceilings too.
Thoughts?
No ceilings.
I look at it like, first of all, I said no, it's not gonna look that different. I just want to make sure that I say that. But I do think at some point, like, you can't change like everything. Like, you just can't. Like, the season is what it is. I agree with you on the flow of the game because it is a bunch of times where I'm like, what are we setting up? And I feel like Kevin doesn't do a great job of that. Or if he is setting something up, whatever he's setting up just don't work. So I agree. But my thing is, I don't know how much of this is Tommy, like how much is Kevin falling back. That's the part I don't know, and that's why even when Ken Dorsey first game calling, we looked at it and said it still looked like Kevin's offense. It wasn't until like weeks later where they was like, we just gonna run 7-on-7.
Right.
Daniel Oyefusi asked Kevin yesterday about how much latitude does Tommy Rees has in this calling plays in this offense. And of course, Kevin being Kevin, he kind of like talked around the question, but he said something along the lines of, well, you know, when you first time doing this, there's a handful of plays that's pretty much there. And, you know, I'll be involved. Of course, I've assisted with it. So I don't know how much delegation Kevin is going to do because it's this being the actual first game, but it'd be interesting to see. But I'm like Tyvis, I answered no. So.
Yeah, I'm a no guy too. So I was just, we just had to get in depth of why it was a no. But yeah, I think it'll look marginally different, a couple plays here or there. But overall, the playbook. Like
your scheme is your scheme. Your concept is your concept at this point.
You can't just switch it in the middle of the season.
Right.
Like,
So
it's just not gonna happen.
All right, next one. We mentioned Myles Garrett earlier. This question is pretty basic. He had 5 sacks against the Patriots. Will he record multiple? So 2 or more against the Jets. This was another dead even split. And one of us is on an island by themselves again. So, Tyvis, you're by yourself today, man. You said no. Jay said no. Jason said no. Dustin said no. The 3 of us who are here, plus Bull, are on the smart side of history. Ty, try and defend your terrible take. Myles is getting
What's going on here, man?
Yeah.
What's going on here, bro?
What's happening?
They gonna get rid of the ball. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Justin Fields does not get rid of the ball.
He will.
That's his
He
fatal flaw.
will dump it off to Breece Hall and
man,
Garrett Wilson.
Do you dream?
First of all, listen.
He closes
wait, hold on.
He closes out when he said,
Wait a minute.
first of all.
First of all,
Let's put ourselves in the shoes of a quarterback. Okay. Especially a Justin Fields quarterback. Mm-hmm. The last time you faced him, you got sacked how many times?
4.5.
You think I'm about to run towards him? From PTSD, we watch Dylan Gabriel do it all the time. For PTSD, I'm going to the right every time. I'm not going to the left. That man not about to sack me.
How you know he's just gonna be on the left? What if Jim Schwartz get?
I'm IDing him. Where's 95? What are you talking about? I'm avoiding that at all costs.
It sounds good.
Listen, 95 is like
you
Jason.
sack me for the Drake May. The next time the Browns play the Patriots, Drake May gonna be where is 95.
He's gonna find you.
Okay.
95.
I don't think he gonna get 2 sacks. He gonna run them into somebody that's gonna get 2 sacks.
Do you know he can mess around and get 2 sacks just on some people just bewildered? Like he might just turn around. You ever see your dog? You had a dog be chasing his tail and then sit down real quick. He might just spin around in the pocket and just fall. Like Myles Garrett get them type of sacks.
Ain't nobody can see defeat like that. Not when you rolling.
I mean,
And then Will Campbell is gonna have a great NFL career.
Not today.
And he was a top 5 or 6 pick.
He was a rookie.
Yeah, but still.
You know what the Jets' right tackle is?
Who's their left
rookie?
tackle? What about
it's
left?
a wrap. He might get 5 more.
Who's the left tackle?
Mamboud, who is the 7th pick, is their right tackle. Their left tackle is Olu Fashanu, who was a first-round pick.
Oh, that's dude from
last year.
Penn State.
Correct.
That dude like 6'8".
Yeah, his name should be which way did he go?
Okay.
Because that's what which way did he go?
Listen,
Which way did he go, George?
I hope Miles does. I don't think he will.
I think Miles.
Tyvis, could I change your answer if I told you the Jets have taken the 2nd most sacks in the league as a team? They've taken 31 sacks in 8 games.
No.
I don't. Tyvis, I don't know where this came from.
He's standing on it.
He's standing on it.
He's standing on
They
it.
will get sacks. I just don't think it'll be him.
Typak Shakur ain't changing.
Typak.
Now I tell you what,
That's
say
crazy.
this because if Myles Garrett don't get multiple sacks, I want y'all to replay this and say,
Watch Miles have 5.5 sacks. He break his old record. Miles Garrett might break against these teams coming up. Miles Garrett actually might break.
If the Browns gonna win this game, he better.
Here it is.
He had 5 and they got blowed out. So
How many you got him for, Earl? So we can tell him on the post game. I got him for 3.
Me too.
I got him for 3.
3 of them things.
I got him
Screw, I'll
for
go
3.
3.5. I want up you 3.5.
One.
You cheater. It just price is right.
I go 4.
$1.
I'm going 4.
Well, I was going to say 3 too, so.
I'm going 4.
1.
All right.
All right, next one. Will Quinshon Judkins have the most all-purpose yards of any skill position player in this game? So any Jets player, any Browns player, combination of receiving and rushing yards. Will Judkins have the most? Another dead even split. Myself, G, Bull, and Jay said, yeah, Quinshon's healthy. Of course he will. Earl, Ty, Dustin, Jason said, not so fast.
44.
Now what? Now who's gonna have the most yards?
44.
You got Fannin. Who you got? Who you got having the most yards? Because that's integral.
For the Browns?
That's integral.
For the Browns?
For anybody.
Alan Lazard, if I'm being all the way real. If I'm being all the way real, Alan Lazard, man, for everything we just talked about, man, like the lack of faith that I have in the Cleveland Browns offense to be able to execute the play is very, very low. And then when you look at what what the New York Jets did on offense last week, they put up 39 points. You look at how the Cleveland Browns defense is set up. I just think whomever, it is for the Jets is going to find a way to highlight the few weaknesses that we have. And Alan Lazard is going to find himself as the person that's forgot about, right? You got Garrett Wilson you got to worry about. You got Breece Hall you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Mason Taylor at tight end is somebody that you're going to have to worry about. They going to find the weakest link in the Browns defense. They going to put Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard is what, 6'4", Mike 6'5", something like that?
Lazard's big, yeah.
Yeah, I just think he's going to be able to exploit whatever weakness that the Cleveland Browns have. It sounds crazy to most people. That's what I think, though.
Alan Lazard showed up in your dreams, bro. If he have a crazy game, I need you to do all my parlays.
Because it's just it just seems like it's just always that no-name gangster that seem they kind of get their money off against the Browns.
Only reason I got a because I think the only way that the Cleveland Browns can stay in this football game or have a chance to win is they better spam Quinshon Judkins. And when I mean spam him, they need to get him the ball out of the backfield so that they either dump offs or something and hope he can make a guy miss a tackle or break a tackle and get some yardage downfield. Other than that, I just don't have any faith. Like, we wanted to see Dillon Gabriel throw the ball deep last game, and I just saw him throw a moon ball out of bounds. I seen him, like, literally. Like, to Isaiah Bond's credit, me and Tyvis broke it down. Isaiah Bond was open on a corner route, was open. All he had to do, he looked at him, all he had to do was throw it. He waited, threw off his back foot, and the ball was 5 yards out of bounds, no chance to catch the ball. So, for me, they asked the Dillon Gabriel about the opportunities to go downfield, and he's like, you know, we need explosives, you know, we're going to try to figure it out. But that's the only way that I feel like they're gonna be able to get yards if they get the ball to the best player on offense, and that's Quinshon Judkins. Tyvis?
I just think that, yes, Quinshon is going to be the essential piece. I just think that, one, I think they love Harold Fanning, and they love to give him the ball in different ways. And I think that Dillon Gabriel is comfortable getting him the ball. So I think that on the receiving side, he's going to lead that. And then, you know, they like to get cute and give handoffs every now and again. So I think that he might get one of those, and it might break for a good 8 yards.
He caught himself.
Good 8 yards.
A good 8 yards.
8 yards.
So I would say all purpose, I'm going to say he going to finish the game with like 96 yards.
96?
Okay, 96
Total.
Man, that's
I
crazy.
mean, 96 ain't crazy. There's a lot of games where 96 is the leading number, but
yeah. I mean, I got him. A
lot of games for the Browns, Mike, or a lot of games in the NFL?
I mean, in the NFL, like, if a receiver has 96 yards, that's a pretty darn good game.
Who's the, like, I think the
Fannin at 80-something is the highest for the Browns.
81 or something like that, right?
Now, Judkins is running for 100, but from receiving, yes, Fannin's the top at 80-something.
That's a doggone shame. That's a doggone
All right, we got two more, and I want to make sure we get enough time for the uniforms. So let's get to this next one real quick. The line has changed since we made the graphic. It's now 37.5, but I'm sticking at the initial 36.5. That was what Vegas said as the over-under. In this scenario, would you take the over or the under? And you can change if you want to change with that extra point. But myself, G, Bull, and Jason said we're taking the over. Earl, Ty, Dustin, and Jay said they're taking the under. My score prediction, I'm not going to tell you who I'm picking, was 20-17. I swear to God. This actually, that 1 point changes where I lead or lean. So now technically I'm on the underside at 37.5, but I think it goes over on 36.5.
Yeah,
I don't know what in the
tough.
world make y'all think when you get 20-17 from. I don't care who you got. Neither one of them. If the Browns ain't scoring.
But I just saw the Jets put 30-some points up. 39. They almost got 40 points.
Yeah, that went against our defense,
Cincinnati's defense is like the worst in the league.
That went against our defense.
Yes, it was. That's facts. But here's the thing. Could they get 23?
Who?
The Jets.
Sure.
You got to think about it. Pick sixes and safeties in the end zone is on the board.
You pulling for straw.
Pick sixes and safeties is on the board.
For both teams.
They on the board.
It wasn't going to happen for our offense.
So, I mean, them points can turn around. Don't act like they can't return no points on us or no kicks. That be happening too. Like, see, the points that we be thinking is regular points, it ain't gonna come from the offense. It be all kind of other things that be happening.
Vegas has been unbelievable this year. They on a heater. Give me the under.
You gonna take the under?
Facts. I'm taking the under.
Give me the under.
Because look, not only that, they moved the line up a point too. Like, just because I'm pretty sure everybody is like, man, they see that 36.5 in the NFL. Man, give me the over.
They traded all their defense away.
A lot of people probably like, man, that's easy money. Give me the over. Like, no.
Defense away, and it resulted to a 1 point boost.
Yeah.
Give me the under.
I'm taking the under. I'm taking the under.
America, I tried. You can never say I'm a hater, bro. I tried to give y'all a point. These dudes done wipe my point down. You know what, McNuggets? Doggone it, I'm taking the under.
Hey, Mike.
Change it. I'm taking the under.
Hey, can you pull up the offensive team comparisons? I think the Browns is 15.8 points a game, right?
Give me the under.
The Jets is what, 20?
You switch to?
Well, I moved to I had 2017. I'm not telling you who I think is going to win, but at 36.5, I had the over. At 37.5, I have the under. I got it at 37.
Yeah, we gonna have to. Yeah, we switching up. We false flagging over here. Get it? We can't do it. I'm sorry. They convinced me. 15.8 points is nasty.
Combined, that's even the under.
36.8.
That's even the under.
36.8.
That's the tell you everything you need to know.
I try to be optimistic.
All right, guys. Last one, then we're talking some uniforms to wrap up today's show. This was tough. This one was tough. We know the Browns have not been good at generating explosive plays. Do you know who else has been really bad at generating explosive plays this year? The New York Jets. They're bottom 2 in the league. This is number 32 and number 31 in the league at generating explosive plays offensively. So I'm just asking for 2. Any explosive play categorized by 25 yards or longer. That's it. I'm not talking about 50-yard bombs. Not 40, not 30, 25.
25 yards.
Well, these two offenses combined for more than 2, which means you need to get to at least 3.
If I said yes, I mean no.
Tyvis, you said no. Earl said no. Jay and Jason said no, which means G, Bull, Dustin, myself said we're going to see 3.
So G thinks he finna throw for 200. You think Dylan finna throw for 200. Like, you think they finna go over on the points. And you think they want to have all these explosive plays, huh?
It's going to be the best offensive game we done seen in a while.
I didn't say that the Browns was getting any explosive. It could be 3-zip, a gentleman's sweep. What are you talking about? I didn't say the Browns were going to have no explosive. You said 3. All I need to see is 3. Justin Fields scrambled for 15 yards, right? How many yards I need for explosive?
25.
Let me move the goalpost. Justin Fields runs for 26 yards. Boom, there's 1.
Boom, that's 1.
That's 1.
That's what.
Brees
Well,
Hall.
Myles Garrett out there too, huh?
Brees Hall.
Okay.
Missed tackle. Schwetzinger ain't out there.
That's true.
27.5 yards for Brees Hall.
And Quinshawn Judkins could run for 25.
Right. Quinshawn Judkins, that's 1 right there.
Yeah.
Or I can imagine Garrett Wilson
Have y'all watched?
making a double move and getting some money.
Have you watched the Browns games this year?
Unfortunately, yes.
They're like lullabies.
We do a 2-minute show.
We talk about it every Sunday.
It is the most boring game.
They judge. They
on TV.
UCSS trots us out there every single Sunday for that slaughter.
At the 2-minute warning.
At the 2, so you can't even go to sleep during the game. You got to be up early, like in the fourth quarter.
Imagine working post game,
man. So yeah, yours is worse. Yours is worse. You got to be up there, and you got to apologize too.
Yeah.
You can't even tell the truth. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
He got an OG co-host with him. We gonna go through this whole 4 hours.
They're gonna run it down.
When the Jets played the Bengals, the Jets had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 explosive plays by themselves. That was the Bengals. We're just asking for 3 total.
Easy money.
Y'all pulling
That's
straws, man. That's not happening.
They still got Garrett Wilson.
I should have asked Mike this beforehand, but I wonder how many 25-plus yard plays have the Browns defense surrendered this year.
Can we look that up?
You know what's gonna be
I
sick?
could probably find. I have to do a little digging, but I probably could find.
You know it's gonna be sick when Garrett Wilson or Justin Fields or Brees Hall or Quinshawn rush for and get a 24-yard play. Y'all gonna be like, man.
Don't you dare.
Man, see, what I'm gonna do?
They gonna be sick.
Hey, man, listen, man. This is the show of moving goalposts. I'm gonna just move the post. It was 24 accounts. 24 and a half. 24.4562 exclamation point.
I believe McNuggets keeps track. Keeps like the track of these for the overall.
I wonder for real.
We do the best we can. It's not perfect. We do the best we can.
Okay. All right. So McNuggets got the TI 86.5 back there. He has the same MacBook Pro that Penny had from Inspector Gadget, which was cheating back in the day. How do you have one of those in 1985? Let's keep it moving.
Let's talk some uniforms, guys. First, a word from FanDuel. The NBA season is here. FanDuel has an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5. If it hits, you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to download the FanDuel app today and get started. So the Cavaliers wore their beautiful throwback uniforms yesterday, guys. Think of beauty. Donovan Mitchell talked about the nostalgia of playing in the uniform that he watched the Cavaliers play in when he was a child. Larry Nance Jr., a Cleveland kid, talked about that being his favorite era of Cleveland uniforms, getting to wear that was awesome. I mentioned to Jalen Tyson after the game that it's a great look, and he said, all my boys are hitting me up for these uniforms. I told him to F off. I'm keeping these all for my future kids. That's how cool the uniforms were. So I asked Earl, we were talking before the show, what are your favorite throwbacks in Cleveland history? And each of you guys sent me a couple, and we're going to try and figure out what the definitive best throwback is in Cleveland sports history. So, Earl, if you want to walk us through your nominees for each team here and tell us why you think this one or that one is.
Sure, let's do it. Let's have some fun.
Oh, which one do you want first? I was waiting for you to tell me which one you want.
Let's go with the Indians jerseys first.
All right, Steve, if you want to get Earl's baseball jersey, let's see it. Earl, walk us through here.
All right, so that's the 1976 Cleveland Indians throwback jersey. Red is my overall favorite color. It's just something about the lettering and something about that navy blue and white that kind of, that I have that style of jersey. I play the show a lot on a video game. That's the jersey that I rock more often than not. I just think it's fire. I think you can piece it up, you know what I'm saying, like with just about anything. So.
I've been waiting to break. G. Bush got that jersey. I've been waiting to break it out. I'm gonna wait to spring training to break that out. That's fire.
Thank you.
That's definitely fire.
Thank you. What you think, Ty? What you think about that?
I like that jersey. I ain't got no problem with that at all. I definitely would personalize one of them ones.
Yeah, I love the baseball on the side, like so as a aficionado of throwbacks and jerseys. The more patches you got on your joint, is the more authentic it is. When you got to have something on the left sleeve and the right sleeve. It got to be kind of vague. It got to be dope. This is a Class A fire jersey. Fire. I'll give you credit for that. I'm gonna give this a 9.1 on the throwback scale. 9.1.
That's about right.
That's about right here. Right. Classic right here. What's next?
Earl's got the first couple, then G, then Ty.
No, we're gonna go.
Let's go with the. So I sent the Browns jerseys in via Madden. That's what I did. I had to do some screenshots on Madden to get this right.
That's cool.
Cause the combinations that I put together on Madden. Show me the road combination first with the white jersey.
This is hilarious. Is it the 1948?
All right, so look, shout out to Madden, whatever the case may be.
This is hilarious.
I got the Matt Brown helmet or whatever. I got the Cleveland Browns alternate brown pants with the orange stripe. And then I got the classic away jersey. It is something about the Matt Brown helmets that's really appealing to me.
But that don't count as a throwback.
No, but we do a jersey combination. The Browns really don't have much of a throwback that you can throw back to.
It's the same.
That's why I didn't pick none of them.
So if I wanted to do a combination for the road, I'm gonna do that one for the Browns. Show me the home combination.
Well, hold on. Before we get to the home combination, why their legs look like that?
I don't know, man. It was just a screenshot. It was just a screenshot. I was trying to hurry up.
Why they legs?
I was trying to hurry up and get out the door, man.
They got all calves, no thighs. It's calves.
Maybe that's the angle of the picture. Show me the home one. So the home jersey, I switched it up a little bit. I got the orange pants. I got the brown jersey that Odell and Jarvis used to wear, whatever, with the orange stripes. And then I got the classic orange helmet right there, man. So that's what I would rock for the Cleveland Browns at home, and I would rock the Matt Brown helmets with the white and the brown pants on the road.
I don't like none of them.
That's cool.
You don't like no Browns uniforms?
The only one I like is the 1946 or whatever.
With the white helmets and stuff?
The all whites or the...
Double setback with the white double shadow letters?
Yeah, with that, with the either I take the brown one with the white pants or the all white.
All right. I like the all white ones.
And then the Cavs jerseys. Show me the Cavs jerseys.
Whenever Steve's ready.
Yes, sir!
That is a personal favorite. It got kind of like sentimental value to me. Of course, that's the mid-'90s Cleveland Cavaliers. Look, man, my favorite player as a kid growing up was Bobby Fields. I can still remember the teams that had Bobby Fields, Chris Mills, Bob Sir, Tyrone Hill,
Wesley Person,
Terrell Brandon, like all those cats on it. It's kind of funny. We talked about it being my grandfather's birthday. My grandfather took me to my first ever Cleveland Cavaliers basketball game. They was rocking those jerseys. We were playing the Milwaukee Bucks, and this is the Ray Allen, Vin Baker, Glenn Robinson led Milwaukee Bucks. We won that game in double overtime. So because as a kid, Bobby was my favorite player. Like those jerseys just got a special meaning to me. And I remember like when we traded for Sean Kemp, he was the Rain Man in Seattle. He got here and
he was a thunderstorm.
He was in my hood a little bit too much. I'll just leave it at that.
That's right.
I'll leave it at that. So many other Cleveland Cavalier jersey. This right here is like one of my favorites again. That's like a burgundy maroon type color. Like it's a variation of red. Red is my overall favorite color. It's something about that with the gold. It kind of gives me the feel of the original Cavaliers from when we first started our franchise. Those jerseys was fire to me. It was just something about them that always kind of stood out.
I love the maroon joints, and then back then, obviously, you had to have a headband. By the way, I don't know how they was letting black folks wear headbands at school at all times. Cats was walking around, grown men, with 3 headbands on, like Darius Miles. Like, it was crazy. So I'm a big fan of all them. I like those jerseys for the NBA. I can't hate. I like the white creamsicle jersey, too.
Okay.
I like the white one, too.
G, you're up. So you gave us 3 Cavs jerseys.
I gave you 3 Cavs jerseys. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, these right here, I believe these is 2020. These was like the City Classics, and I liked them because they had the Fred Flintstone bedrock type Cleveland joint right here on the chest. They was in black. I liked them, and I like when we talk about. I like patches. I loved when they had the Goodyear patch on there. Mm-hmm. Like I felt that was fire. I really liked them uniforms, but it was bad because this was a couple years into the rebuild. Yeah, they ain't had nobody.
No, I think I want to say they had Darius because I wanted this jersey in the Darius Garland.
Like I think he was a rookie almost that year.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, but they had him and Sexton. This was matter of fact they did because Darius Garland had that little baby fro. Now his hair as long as Earl's. That's crazy.
Darius' hair ain't as long as mine. Crazy.
Oh, look, he got salty about that. He was crazy. In his feelings. Now you crazy. You ain't got hang time like this.
Chill out, man.
Hey, listen, but no, I like these. I love these jerseys. I think these is underserved. I don't think they bring them back though because they was bad during that era. So I think they'll keep it pushing.
The jerseys was fire. I hated the court that was associated with it.
I did too.
The court was horrible. The court. I did not like the court. The court was not a vibe at all. It hurt my eyes watching them. It sucked when you was playing it on 2K, but the jerseys themselves, I can get with those.
And matter of fact, back then, remember when they had the court where they would put the lasers on the court and it would be like they would show the Cleveland and then are they still doing that? Or
you talking about for the that's like the announcements, like player.
They still doing that?
I ain't been to a Cavs.
What, the player announcement?
Player announcement.
No, like where it's like blue lasers
and lasers in the building. And
no, they pulling the sword out now, and they got something different depending on what the uniforms was. But I like what they do with the sword pull. I think that's hard.
All right, cool. We're gonna let that one roll though. But go ahead.
G, next one.
I like these ones. Yeah, y'all not slick. These CLEs, these is like the 3rd generation of the one with the little tail underneath. Because there's like a blue one. It's like an electric blue type color that they got that's a little orange. They also got one with the other one that's a white one with the red tail underneath it. This one kind of mixes like the old school Cavaliers, the wine and gold with the stripes and the brick down the side. They kind of mixed them 2 jerseys, and this is another rebuild jersey. I think this is like right when Kevin Love signed his new deal. This one was one of the jerseys I really liked right here. I don't think they'll bring this back either. I think this is a City Edition jersey too. I don't remember what the court looked like, but I remember seeing this and like I kind of like those jerseys because of the side panel.
And the last one, G, send us 3 Cavs. Let's see the last one.
I love these ones. I love the land on the front, the gray. I'm a big fan of this.
They mid.
I like the cool grays, the cool gray.
You can always tell people from that Akron Cat area, can't you, boy?
Yeah, I like
you wanted to get them good years in there, huh? That was personal to you,
huh? Personal. I need you to represent 330. Stop playing with us down there. We from Akron, Canton. I'm playing. The 23 was fire. I just like those. I remember LeBron hitting. I think he had a game winner in one of these. I think almost against the. Who did he hit that game winner against? Might have been Toronto. I don't know, but I
feel like it was the Pacers.
It might have been. It was the Pacers.
I feel like it was
the Pacers. He had a game winner in that, but I like that. That was the era, 2018 era. So I like them joints.
My apologies to our audience and to the chat. That was a pause-worthy moment.
Yeah, they missed it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So. It went over heads. Go ahead, Tyvis. What you got?
I went with the yellow joints. They just remind me of the Kyrie and LeBron days, man. My Kyrie jersey that I got is actually of this jersey.
Yeah,
I liked it that much. I don't know, man. It's just when I think of that jersey, I just think of them two dudes just balling and obviously going to the championship and things like that. So that's a personal moment for me because that's when Cleveland was all the way on, boy, when they was rocking them jerseys.
So
And
where would you rank the ones they wore last night then? I want to ask you guys just in general.
That's
what they wore last night. You guys all sent your
that's
nominations.
like last night's jersey for me is definitely like top. It's like top 4.
It's top 4 for me too.
Between that one, the red one that they used to wear back in that day, the one that Donovan's wearing when he was a kid.
Yeah.
That one, the black one that Earl mentioned. That's like one of my favorites, and then probably that yellow one that I just showed. Is my
These
top
right
4.
here. These right here is the 28 straight points in Detroit.
Yeah.
These joints right here was the 28 point. I love the fact that they got the Nike. Like it say Nike. As a matter of fact, I need one of these jerseys.
Hey, that orange, Mike, honorable mention though, that orange and blue that like Mark Price and Daughtery and them used to wear. Those was fire too.
Yeah, I like those too. Like them is crazy.
I actually think those are my favorite. The orange and black ones. I know it's not historic Cleveland, but for whatever reason, when I think of like old school Cavs, I see the Big Z, I see the Sean Kemp, and I see the Mark Price, black, orange, and light blue.
Yeah, that's the one.
And I feel like that was the jersey when I wasn't living in Ohio and been in my previous TV stops. If you saw a Cavs jersey and it wasn't LeBron, it was that. Like all the other eras did not make it through. That one survived, made it into college parties, made it into other scenes outside of it.
The Cavs by far do the best jobs with uniforms.
Talk about out of Cleveland too?
Yeah.
Hey man, our jersey combinations and through all eras, like you can still rock all that right here, right now.
Oh yeah, like
every single last one of them.
Like all of them. I'm a big fan of the Indians jerseys, the throwback 95s and them jerseys, and obviously the Browns. I mean, it's just tough.
There's only one team in the NBA that I'm jealous of their jersey.
Who?
And it's throwback. That Vancouver Grizzly jersey.
I think Timberwolves are sick too.
Hey, that old school Toronto Raptors from the David Stoudemire days.
With the dinosaur
man,
on.
Yeah, those is crazy.
I'm not going to lie, man. Listen, I be on the internet. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to finesse this. But if I find one of these throwbacks, that old school double Atlanta Hawks with the Hawk joint, or if they come with the Utah Jazz with the
mountains
joint,
on it, you can get that one.
Man, I don't even care what y'all talking about.
I don't know who you gonna get.
Y'all don't have to just be upset at me.
You gonna get Karl Malone or Stockton?
Yeah.
No, we're not wearing Karl Malone jerseys on.
No, we ain't wearing no Karl Malone jerseys at all.
Look,
I agree. I was asking you. I was like, I don't know if you want to get the post, man.
Hey, random thought. Somebody I had ran into, they was like, you and Mike, y'all do a lot of good work together. Y'all like Malone and Stockton. I immediately started talking about Stockton because I didn't want to be Karl Malone. Yeah. I was like, boy, them assists and them steals, boy.
Yeah, boy.
There were some other really good players on that team, but we're
we hornet sacking Stockton, man.
Karl's got enough of his own.
Look, we Russell and Stockton. We somebody, bro.
Russell?
Isn't that boy like a football player?
Huh?
Karl Malone?
No, not Karl Malone, the son. Didn't he turn out to be like a football player or something?
No, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about that no more. That's
we got some super chats to wrap up today's show. Super chat today brought to us by Game Time. The NFL season is here. NBA is back. There's nothing better than being in the stadium, surrounded by fans, watching your favorite team. But let's be honest, getting tickets online is a hassle. That's why I use Game Time, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee, where you always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best prices. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Game Time today. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We are just shy of 75,000 subscribers, and I would really like Steve Becker to stop texting us about getting to 75,000 subscribers. It costs you $0.00.
We appreciate
and it helps out UCSS, and it's a cool number to get to, so hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't. All right, Super Chats. First one comes from Miss Bell.
Shout out to Miss
Asked
Bell.
QB1, can he throw downfield? Never said yes.
I did see that in that little he did interview. There's like, you have any You don't have any trepidations about throwing the ball downfield. He was like, we need explosive plays.
Bill Rodewald says, reviewing top college quarterbacks. Combo of one-year wonders, underclassmen, last year's one-year wonders, the quarterbacks in 27. Do one-year wonders scare you guys?
Yes.
They scared the living daylights out of me because the worst nightmare that I have, and I don't know if you guys agree with it, is to have Dylan Gabriel, who they said was supposed to play and played earlier than he was supposed to, Shedeur Sanders that played a handful of games, didn't get a real look, and a new rookie quarterback next year that they're going to play no matter what because they used 2 first-round picks to move up and get him. That's devastating because it'll be the same thing next year.
Well, Zach has completely deflated anything for this year and next year for me, so I ain't really worried about nothing until 27. Don't even talk to me about nothing.
Zach was like, they're going to be worse next year.
27 is when I'm really locked in.
Can I drop some on quarterbacks real quick? There's no such thing as a perfect quarterback prospect. Like Trevor Lawrence was built up to be this once-in-a-generation, started 3 years. But I'm saying that we have, and Andrew Luck was like that.
Andrew Luck.
But Trevor Lawrence, like.
Which one turned out to be somebody?
And guess who was a 1 year? Drake May was a 1 year wonder. He looks awesome now. Caleb Williams played 3 years. He hasn't. Bo Nix played 6 years. There's never going to be a surefire, bona fide, can't miss guy. And sometimes they work out. Joe Burrow was labeled that eventually. Sometimes they don't pan out. We could look and we could search. It may be a 26 guy that turns out to be awesome. It may be a 27 guy. The truth is, we don't know. NFL teams in the first round over the last 15 years.
Is he a dog? That's what I need to know.
Last 15 years, first-round quarterbacks in the NFL, less than 50% of them have gotten a second contract from the team that drafted them. First-round quarterbacks, less than 50% have gotten a second contract with the team that drafted them.
I think everything Mike just said is accurate because if it was a perfect science to it, there's no way in the world that Pat Mahomes is drafted after Mitch Trubisky, for example. So.
Or Myles Garrett.
Yeah, or even Myles Garrett.
He's the number 1 pick in the draft. It's the easiest science in the world.
And Peyton Manning, who's a Hall of Famer, threw like 36 picks his rookie year, right?
Yeah.
He would. I would think about if somebody throw 36 picks this and
so you ain't giving up on Dylan Gabriel.
I ain't saying nothing about that.
She was never in on Dylan.
Next question.
Kylo Francis says, Tyvis pause-worthy statements are brought to you by Rujit. Well played, Kyle.
They funny.
What is Tyvis standing on a bear, on top of a grizzly bear, on top of a condor, on a raptor?
That was funny.
Akron Hot Saucer says, happy to share with the UCSS panel. We just found out we have a new little Browns fan coming July.
Oh, man,
congratulations, man.
Congrats to Akron Hot Saucers. Very, 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 very happy for you and your family. James Mace says, Evan Mobley should focus on rebounds and blocks. We have enough scoring.
It might have to happen.
I like him. I like the shoe. I mean,
my boy only had 5 rebounds yesterday. He got to get better at that. So I agree with that part of it.
Messed up your parlay, huh?
It wasn't even about the parlay.
Again. Here's the beautiful thing about rebounding. You can rebound and score. They're not mutually exclusive, guys.
There you go. You can do more than one thing at one time.
And also scoring and blocking shots on defense. Like, once again, do not impact the other.
Not mutually exclusive.
Neil Gray, Juicy Juice says, Tyvis, only Tupac can get that off. Please, no.
He ain't feeling my look.
Listen, Tyvis, look, no, flaunt your new growth. Your baby hairs is coming in, and you 40 almost. When you got baby hairs and you a grown man, I appreciate that, man. Put some gel on them too. I feel you, Tyvis.
Lay him down.
Man, he just told you to do your edges.
Lay him down. Wild. Look, lay him down.
Lay him down. The boys lay down.
You want to put on there, lay him down with the suit.
You want to pocket.
Tyvis be out here look like a snack.
Pause, bro.
He out of line.
He out of pocket. My bad, Mike. I apologize, man.
Neil Gray says, if a coach gives up play calling twice in consecutive years, halfway through the season, would you call him a quitter or a coach who's out of ideas?
I call a coach that understands what type of time he on. He like, man, I'm going to go ahead and pass this off. Bow. There you go, dog.
Hey, I thought Leroy put it best. Streets need a body. So, hey.
I heard him say that. I said, he watching Raising Kanan.
Yeah.
Like, let me figure.
You watch Raising Kanan, right, G?
By the way, Force come out tomorrow.
Force come out Friday.
We back.
And we let you skate because you ain't watched Versus, but keep going, Mike.
I went back and looked at it. You guys got to put me back on the list. I went back and
next
watched
one. Brett McCloskey says Luke is shooting 30% from 3, not 46 like Donovan.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Bring them receipts.
Miss Bell says DG1 Kenobi and Kevin Skywalker. Funny stuff.
I like what is she?
DG1 Kenobi.
DG1 Kenobi. That is
And
kind of
Kevin
fun.
Skywalker.
No, you can't give him no top Jedi like that. He got to be he got to be a stormtrooper or something.
Addison Marco says, with there being rumors of Morris Simpson and even Sellers going back to school next year, what should the Browns' draft plans look like?
Draft everything but a quarterback.
Everything but a quarterback. You need offensive linemen, you need offensive guards, you need wide receivers. Like you need a plethora of
They
things.
should
that you can
draft
do.
now one defensive player.
It should be skill upon skill, big on big. Like, it's crazy. I'm
Hey,
not about to do that.
fun fact: he wasn't raised here, but Dante Moore from the EC.
Yeah, he is right.
Yes. Miss Bell says, is a quarterback developer needed before getting one again?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. And if Kevin Stefanski was smart, if he wanted to, I would tell him, hey, listen, your job is to find a coordinator. As a matter of fact, we don't even want you looking for a coordinator because we don't like what you value in offense. We don't like what you value.
They might as well get rid of him if that's the case.
I would like to relegate him to a sideline dude that
I
just.
can't believe they didn't get Clint Kubiak, and he was Seattle, and
They cooking.
They cooking like
with
that.
gas.
Yeah, their offense is really good. KCM says, sending 10 for G. Bush's buttons, 5 for Tupac Tyvis, and 5 for Earl. You guys got to do this panel more often. I agree. This was very fun.
Hey, it was.
Shout
man.
out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for y'all support.
I appreciate it. I told you, McNuggets was confused too. He was like, what is G. Bush doing with his coat and his button-ups? Well, it worked out, man. We got that 20.
We got to, if we're going to button our buttons again, we just got to
what
make sure the
that's
mic don't
about.
get
Right.
impacted.
Right.
Doggy Bone says, it very well may be the reason Ken was fired and Reese was promoted is that Reese doesn't argue with Kevin's script. Ken is balling in Dallas right now.
Wow. I forgot Ken is in.
Yeah, Ken is like the pass game coordinator or something like that.
Yeah, they're, they've struggled the last couple of weeks, but they started out hot.
Yeah. Listen, it's
Also-
yet to be seen how much control he got. How much control we got.
Also, they do have Dakota Prescott, CeeDee Lamb,
George Pickens.
and George Pickens.
Yeah.
And Jake
Ferguson.
Yeah, they cooking.
Every time I hear the name
Kind of hard to
Dakota,
mess that up.
every time I hear the name Dakota, I always think about the movie He Got Game.
Yep. Or
The young lady's name is Dakota.
or Dakota Fanning. Ain't that a actress?
Yeah,
Okay.
she was like a child actress.
Yeah.
Now, obviously she's older now, but I think she did a lot of stuff younger. Christopher Waite says the final two. First one, today's the 30th anniversary of Art saying he's moving the team. I still hate him and the rapper.
I've seen that.
Hey, man, you got to listen. The Lord says forgive. Forgive those. Pray for those individuals.
And the last one is in relation to the uniform conversation. Christopher Waite says, I love the uniform with the orange numbers that we wore in Baker's first game, the 2016 Color Rush. Bring them back.
That's
Yeah,
what,
I
just had that as
That's
the
that's
top.
what I had at the top for the home jersey.
He had it, the bottoms was false flag because them bottoms had white stripes on them. Like he didn't have the whole.
Well, I put the
color rush.
combination based on what Madden had available for me. So, and I didn't want to go brown pants for at home and on the road.
So can we explain to people? By the way, when you say false flagging, like you can't have a Nike jersey on with Reebok pants.
No.
You can't have Nike socks with Puma shoes. Like
No.
either you don't have to go regular, or you can't.
Like even when you jump out the shower and you put your Nike sweat shorts on, I got Nike flops and Adidas flops. If I put the Nike sweats on, I gotta walk around the house in the Nike flops.
It's about
Like you can't even make no accidents like that.
like no, like we trying to get you together. Like you should never be wearing low cut Timbs.
I've never
Do
understood
they make
that.
low-cut Timbs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
You should
I've
never
never
have.
They look like
Understood
Uggs?
They look like love.
They look like
Birdman, like that. You should never have those on. As a matter of fact, remember back in the day, like in high school, you used to be walking around and people had jeans on, but we always had basketball shorts on under the
yeah,
jeans.
facts.
Like
Facts.
we was running around layered up.
It was a sweaty situation.
You gotta understand that was the baggy season.
Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
like your jeans, if you were 34, your jeans was 38.
Yeah,
off top.
Stuff like
You
that.
had the tall tee.
So you
kept the
could,
sticker on the tall tee.
yeah,
too.
you could wear the shorts underneath the stuff because like people play basketball. Like anytime
Any-
somebody go down,
any
it's like
sports,
I'm ready to hoop.
I'm ready to go.
No matter where you at, you just take your jeans off, you hoop.
Remember, we kept tags on all kept the Nike tags on our shoes. We
Kept the stickers on the bill of your hat.
bill of the hat. Like there was things was universal. You couldn't get any hood, any place where there was black folks. You knew what the attire was. You knew you couldn't get that.
And then
off.
remember, like with the Dickie fits, this was around the do-rag era, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so like you had to have that crisp white do-rag, or if you had the multicolored do-rag to match your Dickie fit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this was the dog tag era too.
Yeah. Oh.
Everybody was going to Tower City getting them custom-made dog tags. Say you wasn't.
Man, my brother, I had a roommate.
That baby picture y'all saw?
Oh,
I had one.
I had one on my phone. Me and my brother had baby pictures with dog tags.
Dog tag.
And I had a girlfriend at the time. She was like, under no circumstance, I better not never see another girl with the dog tags on.
Hey.
I'm like,
When I was in high school, I used to buy all my girlfriends the scrolling name belts.
oh my.
Nah, that's wow. That's
Bro,
been
all of
wow.
I went to Columbus.
That's
I
been
seen
a
somebody with it
wow.
on TV. I think Little Romeo had it. I went to Columbus. I went to Eastland Mall
If I
and
see-
pulled up and had the G Bush light up belt. And don't you know,
It said G.
scrolling, it said G Bush. Don't you know everybody in the crew had that on? And it said G Bush because they forgot how to
Now
program it.
I see up here only the girls had them. The guys didn't rock them.
I mean, I shouldn't have had it either. In hindsight, that was a party foul. I apologize.
We'll see you in overtime. Peace.